up, everybody? It's That Anime Show. I am Terri Doty. With me, as always, is J. Michael Tatum, and our guest today is Anthony Bowling.
Wait,
Woo!
stop.
That was
terrible. Stop. Stop.
That was.
Please stop. Please.
Just get higher
stop.
and higher.
Don't indulge the guest. He was like, don't indulge the guest.
They're all going to want this
You're the
shit
guest.
now.
You're on the couch, motherfucker. You don't get an intro if we don't want to give you an intro. Jesus. Do you approve of what I'm wearing today? Is that okay?
Go change those socks.
Yeah, suck my taint.
Taint them.
Oh, that's going to come back.
So, Anthony, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We talked
I will wait to thank you until we're done.
to see how it goes. I should thank you.
I don't
Well, we were
want
talking
to be
about because
recklessly optimistic.
you were originally supposed to be on in May, and I'm like, well, his stupid wife being awesome got him, tickets and stuff, and then
That was the tragedy. I felt really bad because we were going to the Comic-Con in
Dallas Comic-Con,
the Dallas one here, and we didn't know that Nathan Fillion was going to do photographs. We had heard that he was going to be there to do or pictures. I'm sorry, we didn't know he was going to do pictures. We knew he was going to do autographs. But then she surprised me because he actually was, and the only slot available was that Sunday that we were going to do our show, and I was like, oh, meet Yummy Nathan Fillion. Yummy, or come see Yummy Tatum. And that was an obvious
Terry
choice.
might be there.
Yeah,
too.
Terry might be there.
Yeah, I can't. We can't compete with
And then
really.
to dash all of my dreams to the ground, he canceled because something happened, like he got a really bad eye infection or something.
Yes.
So basically, you were chosen poorly. Yeah? Like you drank from the wrong cup.
Meanwhile, my friend Curtis is at Comic-Con, and there was this big party last night. And he's like, yeah, and then the lights went up, and I'd been sitting by Nathan Fillion the whole time, and I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah, like,
he should have just known when he sat next to him that he should have felt the presence of him.
Do love Nathan Fillion.
I got to hang out with like George Takei and that
also I really like George Takei.
George Takei is really sweet. I didn't get a chance to really like hang out with him, but he was around in the green room and stuff with all of us, and he was really sweet, really awesome. And
isn't it nice when people that you really want to meet aren't dicks?
Most of the time, they're not.
Yes.
Every now and again, they are. There was, in fact, one person that I will not say who I wanted to meet at this last con who was a bit of a dick. So but they weren't a dick to me. I observed them being a dick to someone else and thought better of my own decision to meet them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to do that to myself. They look like they're being a dick. I'm going to avoid them. And I did.
I couldn't imagine Takei just being like, he's become this icon now. And it's always
so awesome.
Takei is, yeah. Takei
well, I couldn't imagine him coming up and being like, Tatum, you're such an asshole. How dare you come to talk to me, George Takei?
He actually did say that to me, but that was my own fault. I was naked. And
why
he wasn't
are you
prepared
narrating?
For it.
George Takei narrates.
I was following him around and I was giving him a soundtrack everywhere he went, just for no reason, with my mouth.
I geeked out like when I met Billy West because and then we were actually at a con together as guests. I'm like, do you want to? You'll sit next to Billy, and I'm like, well, I'm fucked.
And he remembered you though. He remembered you when I saw him in Colossal. He was like, "Oh yeah, Terry with the badass tattoos." And I was like, "Yeah."
I would freak, and I was upset because reading the actual San Diego Comic-Cons, I think this weekend, and
yeah, it's going on right now.
I was there last year, and they did have like a smaller Futurama panel, but this is their last season, so now they're having the big blowout, and it's like I don't know if I'll ever get to see that cast together again unless.
You won't.
Thanks.
Just trying to be real. I'm just trying to be real.
It's another Nathan. Unless I book another show with you guys, then I'm going to be like, yeah, I'll do it. And then they're like, oh, in Dallas, the cast of Futurama. And I'm going to be like, I can't cancel or else they're not going to show up.
It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat.
It is. I'm just never going to get anything good.
I don't know.
He's dead now.
They're not going to be done. Albeit, I mean, come on, they're still going to tour and do stuff. They're going to do retrospectives. They're going
to put them all in a crate and shoot them. Like
maybe
Jurassic Park style.
Maybe they'll let you pull the trigger.
Oh, thanks.
It'd be the end of Indiana Jones and
and they put them all in a warehouse.
Yeah,
the voice actors' warehouse.
Top men.
What's
happening?
That wasn't. The most evilest of laughs.
The most evilistly.
So, yeah.
Of laughs.
So there was that topic that we talked about, which was fun.
And next topic is pants. For or against?
I am against them.
It's a thorny issue, really. Some people, I'm
thorny.
like,
where are you getting your pants? Electric Boutique?
More like torrid, am I right?
Because that's the hot topic for
fat
chicks.
people. Yeah, that's where you have to shop. Because of your large taintum.
Anthony Bowling.
Your oversized taintum.
I will end you.
Anthony Bowling.
In front of a mic.
That should be my autobiography.
That's your soundbite right there.
Anthony Bowling. I will end you.
Like,
no,
why do you have that on your demo, Anthony?
I think pants are awesome, but I mean, I judge the aesthetic value of pants based on how well they will keep crumpled up on my floor next to my bed when they're not mine. I'm making a sex joke, goddammit. Is it that subtle?
That's why my eyes are like, I'm like, ew,
Tatum. It's just
and
awkward.
sex.
I like pants that can be, around your ankles and still give you a little bit of freedom of movement. So you can get like a shoulder width between your feet because you need that. You need that depending on what's going on down there.
Like right up here, if you cut it down the middle and have magnets, so when you take them off and you spread your legs, you can walk, but then you click your heels together and the magnets put the pants back together and you just pull them up.
That sounds like it wouldn't actually work as well as we're thinking it would, but it does. I do think
you don't know until you try.
Sometimes you do. It's called imagination.
The power of imagination.
I'm busting your balls today. Why am I busting your balls? You've done nothing to me. I love you. And I'm suddenly just in attack mode. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Let's just get it out right now.
That's what I love about
trying to show off for me now.
Certain parties where you've met someone,
for some reason.
you've met someone at a party, and suddenly they just decided that they're going to be a dick to you all night, and they think that's just like a fun thing that they're going to make with you all night.
It's unfortunate. It's like you get trapped in that mode. You're like, wow, I started being a dick, and now how do you follow that up? I don't know how to modulate.
Hey, do you want another gin and tonic, you dumb cunt? And I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know you.
But you nailed my description. He knew somehow.
My God,
I am quite a dumb cunt.
It's like we've been friends forever. Separated at birth. No, I think I was going to say something about pants, and I was actually have a valid point to make about pants, and I lost track of it because your awesome idea about because I actually think that would be fairly awesome.
It would.
It's not unlike those curtains you see on late night television with like the little magnet curtains, and I think for some reason the funniest thing is watching the dogs run through them because the dogs the little boxer or
screen door things, like they look like a screen door, but they
it's curtains that kind of look like a screen door, but it's like magnets, and it's I love magnets. Shitty. I love shitty late night advertising, like local advertising.
I love
because
how
it's
difficult
fucking
normal
hysterical.
things are to the actors, like pouring a soda.
All of them act like they went to the Buster Keaton, like Lillian Gish school of acting because everything is like everything is so like no one looks like that trying to open a jar, or no one like blows up that errant like bang because they can't like get the faucet to turn on right. Like no one does that.
One of my favorites is it's the one for the Q-tips, and it's like that ear that heats because the guy is so angry. It's like, are you tired of hurting yourself? And he gets the Q-tip and and it's like one of those like, oh, damn it!
He does. He's like, ow! And he turns around and he looks at it like he's about to fuck its world up. Like he's so mad at this.
See, my favorite one is the woman. The woman that's straightening her hair. It's like this, like the
blow dryer curly thing.
The one, and she's straightening her hair, and usually you start at the beginning and you pull out, but she goes, nah, and then goes back and like burns her face. She's like, no! Like, because that's what we all do.
Everyone goes around with burn marks and bleeding ears. It's
I have to say, this reminds me of there's a whole genre of industry reels that no one, very few people know of. I know this because my father was, a safety and whatever engineer. I forget the actual title.
You're watching the training video.
So Dad had like this collection of really shoddily produced. Seriously, they were all of shoddily produced safety videos for different work environments. So you'd have one that was made for like in a construction site, and like it was just kind of overview of what not to do, or why you need to wear this and why this thing has a guard on it and all sorts of things.
Did he ever use those to like teach you like if something happened, he'd be like, I thought Wow.
Absolutely. Oh my God, my dad was insufferable about this kind of thing. He's like, there ain't no such thing as accidents. We've been through this, and he pulled out this, and it was one, and I mean, and they're fucking hilarious because it's the same. It has to be the same. Like all of these actors go to the same school. And it's the same school that produces people you see in these like 2:00 in the morning, you know, look, you're having trouble opening a jar, and or what if the lights go out again? And the lights go out, and you see these people going, oh, and you're like, you are 50 years old, you should not be that afraid of the dark. But it's the same people that do these, that for a long time did these videos, and it's fucking hysterical watching them like clutch bloody stumps, that are terribly made up, by the way. Because
Can you believe we made this for $600? Yes.
I do, in fact. It's just funny. I used to have, I made a compilation of like the best moments from all these dozens of tapes my dad had, and I need to find it and show it to you because they're really
Well, there was like a BuzzFeed, because I'm obsessed with BuzzFeed. It's they're like 31 people that need to get their shit together, and they're all people from Info. So this bitch that can't open a soda.
Yeah.
This guy that can't hula hoop. Blah, blah, blah.
Do you think that we could, since it's so late at night, like you just buy some airtime on a thing and you make up your own infomercial with a crappy product with the actual phone number and just see how many people, like put it out on the airwaves and see who's up at 4:00 and if they'll buy my made up product?
I think, well, let's do this with your pants. The pants idea. Which I think is.
Has this ever happened to you? You pull down your pants and you're trying to chase after a small child, but you can't? They could be like the pedo pants.
Scorpion on it. Come here.
Like pedophile pants, like the pedo pants.
Pedo pants.
Yeah, it's like when you pull down your pants and you're trying to chase them.
Not included.
Yeah, and then they come apart and then you put them back together.
I love that.
Yeah,
you went all Dorothy on that
this
shit.
would appeal. I think this would appeal to the same demographic that feel like To Catch a Predator is a prank show.
Like Ashton Kutcher's
is like Punk'd. Is like their version of Punk'd. Like, oh, dumbass, he got you. Like, that's... I don't know. I want to take those calls. I'm frightened at this prospect. Pedo pants. Although I think if we did that, we'd have a good case on anyone that called. We'd have like a list of like people to put on a watch list.
But you know what?
So
we're all voice actors. We're like, oh, guess what?
The good of society.
You have to be a 12-year-old boy on this call. Oh, God damn it. All right. Hi, this is Brian. Can I... No.
Yeah, Brian.
Okay.
Brian, you sound... How old are you?
Hey, Brian.
Could I get some...
You like...
I want some of those pants. Yeah.
Mom!
I'll be there.
This is making me so uncomfortable.
I'll be there in a second. My ice cream truck doesn't get really good mileage. I have to fill up.
I'm going to bring over my VHS copy of Lady Hawk. You're going to love it.
It's got that
It's really
Broderick.
for the soundtrack.
It's got Matthew Broderick in it. You like Matthew Broderick. You kids like the Broderick, right?
Ferris.
He's a current. Yeah, Ferris Bueller. I like that movie.
This guy's not saying anything. He's just breathing.
We are on the pulse. I mean, one with the Buster Keaton throw. Yeah, I mean, just a reference.
And Lillian Gish.
And Lillian Gish.
Obscure.
I mean, Lillian Gish.
Lillian Gish. The
what
whales
about Harold
of
Lloyd? Harold Lloyd? No?
Harold Lloyd.
Harold Lloyd.
Very obscure.
Yes, he was almost
Lloyd
in the same.
Spectacles Man.
Lloyd Spectacles Man. Ooh, is that a feather tickling my asshole?
No, we did that.
Inside joke. Oh, very inside
It is
joke.
actually an inside joke, and I'm not explaining that. We're just going to let that go.
Well, that's why people listen. They listen for the inside jokes that they don't get. And
I think a fellow
You
voice
had
actor.
to be there.
A fellow voice actor very, I think, astutely observed once upon a time that if you want to sound like Tatum in the booth, you have to pretend like someone is tickling your asshole with a feather. And I realized, my God, he's right, because that's what I do. Like,
When I
good
talk.
ear. Because I've actually, I just dropped trowel. And I have a feather, and I just go to town.
It's really
and
awkward
that's
for
how
the
I get-
engineer because the director can't see you, but the engineer can.
Yeah, the engineer can. I mean, that's how I did all of Black Butler.
Oh God! Shut
Enough about fucking Black Butler.
Like, what is that show, Black Butler? Like, I don't think anyone's heard of
It's
it.
obscure. No one will watch. It'll catch on, man. It's a sleeper hit.
Now, like Baca and Test, especially like around episode 3 or 4 when
Baca and Test.
Yeah.
Much better than that is anything I've been in.
especially the narrator around
What did you
episode
use?
3 or
Feather,
4.
I used a picture of you.
can lid. What?
Huh?
He's He uses a picture of you to tickle his asshole.
Yes.
So do you like roll it up and or like
I have many methods. One I look at it and I say, "Don't do that.
Stop it.
Don't be Tatum."
Goddamn right you do.
Goddamn right you do.
You even like mimicking it.
Just become Tatum.
This is very strange.
Which
very
one's
weird.
talking now?
I don't know.
I don't either.
This is weird. We should trade places.
I don't want to sit on your crappy stool.
It's not my stool. You just
Not even
insulted your
it's
host.
an ottoman.
Your ottoman.
It's an ottoman.
I'm sorry.
It is a crappy ottoman.
It once had a mighty empire that no one remembers.
No. This is getting like just really like we all sound sleep deprived now.
I feel it's the heat. It's the fucking heat.
Texas.
I just got back from Canada where everything gets like nice and not cold, but it was like they were having a heat wave
Better.
of 80 degrees. I'm like, oh, you poor things.
Look at you trying. Shut up.
And then they're like, it's so hot out here.
It's so hot. My syrup's
like,
not thick and mapley.
I'm like,
it's just
80 degrees. This is fall.
what's this a boot? And other
like every time someone would
stereotypes.
say like a boot or sorry or and that happened all the time. But I forget that I was in Canada until someone said that. I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm in a foreign country.
Well, again, like when I went to Canada with Spike and he kept going, sorry, and stuff like that, and a Canadian just went, I love that in your mind we sound like Grover from Sesame Street. Like, shut up.
I love how in your mind we sound like Grover from Sesame Street. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go far now that I'm near.
Near? Far?
And he ran off with
There's a monster at the end of this book. Remember that?
And there
Yes.
was.
And there was.
him.
And that monster.
All along.
And that monster.
Terrifying voice you've ever done.
What? It's Grover. I love Grover. Don't give me shit about
You sound
Grover.
like you're doing your piggy voice. Though.
No, well, it's the same voice actor that
It
did
is.
Grover. It's Frank Oz, right? Or was. I don't know if it still is.
Was.
Now it's like 18 different people.
Now
have to do
Grover
it.
sounds
Whoever
like,
will-
What? What's going on? I don't understand.
Now I'm
What's
far. Now I'm near, motherfucker. What?
Now he's voiced by Vin Diesel now. Yeah.
Vin Diesel wishes.
Near.
With
Near.
near. Charlton Heston. Let's recast Sesame Street.
Charlton Heston.
I don't know. Near
Gregory Peck. We can do
far.
Gregory Peck can be Big Bird.
I don't do a Gregory Peck.
No?
Can you? Do you?
I have to dig. It's been a while.
Don't bring it up if you can't do it, because that's just dumb.
It's true.
It was a lot of talk and no payoff.
That's what you get for messing with him. Now he's just like, enough with the shit.
Yeah, just get to it. I don't want to hear that you dig deep and do like
This is why.
This is James Mason as Big Bird Snuffy. Well, once again, we're very current with the voice actors too. No one.
Now I'm obsessed with trying to get my Gregory Peck out.
Oh God!
Don't bring your Peck out, please. No one wants to see your Gregory Peck out.
Oh, of all the things to name your
everyone, welcome to Gregory Peck.
Welcome. Thank you for coming tonight.
Well, Scout, we can't.
Oh no!
Farmer has to pay me in
baby,
grain because he doesn't have a lot of money. What? That's actually what it sounds like. I don't make the rules.
So are we actually doing the show right now, or are we still?
This is it.
Unfortunately,
hard to believe it's been 3.5 years, right?
Wow.
Of pretty much this. I don't know.
Yeah, there was one episode which was just Tatum farting into a mic.
Continuously.
That was the one that I listened to. It was the best one.
You betrayed Shiva. Sorry, I'm just working backwards now until it's crazy references.
What the? This is like you're a demon's we're exercising demons.
I don't think I warned Anthony enough before he came on.
This is how David Bowie writes music. This is how I do interviews. Okay, I can't. This is just how I do it.
You're not being interviewed. You're supposed to be better than this.
No, I'm not.
That's true.
I can't be better than this.
I'm pretty sure David Bowie was never in the, I wonder what's going to happen with this crocodile, and oh, look at that.
You've never heard his Tin Machine stuff, have you?
I'm going to stick a thumb up my ass.
Actually.
Oh, that was actually in.
Yeah, that was from Let's Dance. And
Let's dance, put your thumb in my asshole. Let's
do
dance.
the blues.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Little known fact,
What?
David Bowie actually wrote Cotton Eye Joe. It was on Station to Station.
Where did you come from?
And for those of you who are going to look for that, good luck. It's right next to the fart episode.
Going
Right next to it.
Right next to it.
Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton Eye Joe.
So
Where did you come from?
now I know.
Where did you go?
You're good. You're good. It's disturbing.
Kid,
It's
you
like
know what?
Chloe's in the room with us.
This is what I'm going to do. The whole show's going to be, what am I going to say is who?
Huh?
That's what I'm going to do now.
Can you do a Gregory Peck, though? You can't do a Gregory Peck?
I haven't heard him talk. Honestly, that's like beyond my. I haven't seen like enough. Okay. Like I could do more.
I'm sure you could.
I do a lot of impressions, but they never get. Like I could do Paul Lynde. I could do, but no one's going to ever know. Yeah. I mean, that's just one of those where it's like no one knows it, but it's like I'm never. It's like beyond my time.
Paul Lynde. I want to hear Paul Lynde.
I would never do a Paul Lynde for you. It's going to come out organically.
Yeah.
What's inorganic about being asked to do it?
Asked to do. How can I not look at you and tell you to do? Can say dance monkey dance, and then all of a sudden you won't.
You're
do
an actor. This is how you work. Come on.
No. So, anyways, he's gonna.
I only work when the mood is right. What the fuck are you, a Texas politician?
Wow. Now, really, I was told this was not a political show because I don't know.
Actually, he was.
It's not.
He was.
I don't even know what this is.
I don't even know what this is, and we've been doing it for almost 4 years. All the time.
It's still early. You'll find it. You'll find out soon enough. You'll hit your stride. Yeah. You kids just keep at it.
I don't know. Maybe this is the jump the shark year where they're just like, wow.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah. This is like the second season of Lost.
Okay.
I still have not watched that show, and I'm okay with that.
Neither have I.
Yeah. You're not missing anything.
I read the synopsis for the final episode, and I was like, oh, if that's how you're going to... Spoiler alert, everyone. I don't know. Like, it's like, oh, it was terrible. This. It was,
speaking of spoiler, like, I saw the trailer for Walking Dead Season 4, and I went, the best part, as I shared the link, no Andrea, and someone went, dude, I haven't seen it. What the fuck? I'm like, but I have, and that's why I posted it. There's this thing about spoilers. Like, the internet's there, people. The internet's there.
God, now that I know what happens, I can't possibly watch it because, now that I know, why bother? It's like,
I can't be invested in something I love anymore.
I know. It's like, now I know how it ends. I'm like, I don't know. I'm the sort of person that, maybe you're different, but I'm the sort of person that if I know what's going to happen, it still doesn't ruin it for me. If it's, in fact, if the show or the play or the movie or whatever is good enough, I get sucked into it and I completely forget that I know how it ends, and it still comes as kind of a
and then it happens
surprise.
and
if it's good enough show, you're going to get lost and you're going to forget about it. Like, lost in it. Like, Steven had never seen Buffy, and I told him, like, what was going to happen to Tara, and he went, okay, whatever, and then she gets shot, and he goes,
yeah, because you don't know when or how, and you forget, you get caught up in the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I think only a shitty show is spoiled by knowing the ending, because then knowing the ending was the only reason you were in it in the first place.
Well, I'm spoiler alert, at the end of this show, I'm going to do my Paul Lynde impression. That's spoiler alert, and
forget.
And I probably will. Everyone forget.
And we're going to be like, all right, goodbye. And, oh shit.
Well, it's going to give everyone a chance to, as they're listening to this, to Google Paul Lynde and watch stuff and be like, what the hell is all that like?
I'm very surprised by what some people don't know. Like when we were in Austin and we were talking about some of our favorite actors, and we were talking about Vincent Price, and no one in the audience knew who Vincent Price was.
God. I love that Maurice LaMarche, who's Futurama and Simpson, all that, does an amazing Vincent Price because it's such a good voice.
Do you have a Vincent Price? Can you do Vincent Price? I've never been able to.
I almost can now. Bill Hader on SNL. He does like the early and he goes really high, but I like the old hello, it's me, Vincent Price. I can't really go into it because I don't have.
Still pretty decent.
But it's
pretty good.
Hello, it's me, Vincent Price, and he's almost like he's going to explode.
Love it.
The thriller. It's that. I don't know.
That was why I watched the Thriller video. I'm like,
but I like those older ones to try and get those voices down and be like, oh, that's really fun. But then there's no chance that it'll ever come up in everyday conversation where you can be like, oh, this Vincent Price,
you just
whatever.
Have to hang around the right people.
That's true.
I guess because it can come up.
Or Vincent Price, and you go, oh fuck, like what's the one? He was in Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, but you don't really get the classic.
No, I love Vincent Price so much. And but that whole like cadre of actors. I mean, Christopher Lee. Everyone knows who Christopher Lee is, of course.
Now
alongside now,
but no one knows that he used to be this amazing like horror,
no one knows that he was
horror
Dracula
movie star.
For like 30 years, or that he would like did all kinds of shit and was great, like a singer and all this, and like oh my god, that man had an interesting. He was actually on Her Majesty's Secret Service. As you know, and he was actually related by marriage to oh god, I'm like Ian Fleming, the creator of James Bond.
I didn't know that.
And when he wrote, Ian Fleming was being consulted about the script for Dr. No, which was the first movie they made, although not the first book. It's like the 6th book or something. He vied to get Christopher Lee to play Bond originally, and Christopher couldn't do it because I say Christopher like I know him, and Chris couldn't do it because he was
good old C.
Because he was in LA at the time doing some stuff, so he couldn't do it, and then Sean Connery got the part. But he was probably the inspiration for Bond.
Wow,
because he
was
a spy, and there's an interview with him. Or a little tidbit, rather, a little talking head tidbit on one of the extra features of, I think, Return of the King, when Saruman gets stabbed by wearing tongue on top of Ortho.
Wow. Spoilers!
Oh, Jesus, it's been 10 years! When is it okay to talk about?
If you haven't seen it, you're not going to see it.
And actually, that part is in the extended.
Yeah,
edition.
It's only
so you may not even know. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry.
But no, he's talking about, I guess, when they were filming that scene, when the actor, what's his name? Brad Dourif, who plays Wormtongue, is stabbing him, and Christopher Lee would not make any noise. Because he was being stabbed in the back, like right in the lung, where it was supposed to be. And Peter Jackson kept telling him, well, that's great, but, we need something, give us a sound, it's a good moment, whatever. And Christopher Lee apparently was like, well, do you know what a man sounds like when he's been stabbed? And, he doesn't make a noise at all. There's no air at all in him whatsoever. You can't have noise because it's impossible. And I know. And he wouldn't
He's almost
go.
becoming like the British. I sell many kinds of cakes and teas in my shop.
My God, you can't become a fiscal hermit crab every time the diamond market and goes into a self-correction phase. God damn it, man! Whatever, but
can't become a fiscal hermit.
Fiscal hermit crab every time.
I love little, because that happened Romeo X Juliet, Sean Hennigan.
Sean Hennigan was like, actually, he should actually have a harder time pulling the sword out of the guy's back, because when you stab someone or something, something living, the muscles contract around it, in kind of a defensive motion, and they almost go, and it's hard to pull out. It's much harder to pull the sword out than it is to put it in. And then I was like,
I did that with Colleen.
We're going to go with what you say, Sean, because
you've stabbed people, apparently.
Like you've killed something a lot.
I did that with Colleen in Rin, because she got sliced up, spoiler, in season 5, in episode 5, and she's like, yeah? I'm like, that's good, but you're being vocal, and your lungs just got sliced up. She's like, so? I'm like, just...
guttural, gurgly.
And she's like, oh, that sounds gross. I'm like, so it's good. Yeah.
So you know it's good.
I think
Aaron Dismuke has a story, and his mom Beth has a story about meeting Christopher Lee in New Zealand, I think, or Australia for a convention. And they actually, went up to him and got his autograph, stayed in line, and, because Christopher Lee's a big deal. He didn't, hang out. And he's an old guy, too, so he's not, partying with them.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Hello, the wheels are off, bitches.
Let's spark this bitch up.
I love it.
You're the one fucking this chicken. I'm just holding the head. But they went up. To, I guess but that didn't happen. What happened was apparently they went up, and I maybe it's not my story to tell, but it's a good one, I think, so I'm going to tell it.
Well, we're never going to have
they got up there, and while they were,
he's
too busy out destroying cars.
That
poor boy.
Yeah, he told me that last time when I worked with him.
Another one. We're how many? 4 now? We're up to 4.
Nah.
Oh, that kid.
These kids.
That kid.
These kids and their automobiles. And that's the end of the show because I did the impression.
Bravo!
All right,
I'm doing more of a Rip Taylor.
Yeah.
Bravo! Oh my God! Oh shit!
Oh no! Now I'm doing John C. Reilly.
Yeah, doing John C. The gay triptych. Really, the gay gray tip trick right there.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
The Father, the Son, and the Fabulous Ghost. And they're all dead except for Rip Taylor. Right?
Oh, we just jinxed him now. Now he's dead.
Well, he's going to die at some point. He's really fucking
Rip Taylor
old.
In a puff of glitter, just or confetti.
It's over. It's over. Bye, everyone. Exit stage that away. Like. Anyway, so Aaron Dismuke and Beth
Circle gets the square.
My favorite Paul Lynde quote.
All these kids are like, I don't get any of these
My
references.
favorite Paul.
Google exploded.
My favorite Paul Lynde quote is when
confetti.
it was him on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, was it the biker?
No,
that's a
damn
one.
good one. I'll give you that one. Tell me that one next. This one was they asked him, when you're on a ship and a man falls overboard, you say man overboard. What do you say when a woman falls overboard? And Paul was like, I don't know, full speed ahead. And like, really? No one knew he was gay? No one knew? Really?
It was so shocking.
I'm reading a really fascinating book. It's based off the PBS series that they did. It's called Make 'Em Laugh. And it goes through, and it had, we were talking earlier, it had Buster Keaton and Harold Zoid from Futurama, Lloyd.
Harold Lloyd.
And, Johnny Carson, and it goes through everyone, and they have a section on Paul Lynde and all these different people who are specific to certain, they have the wise guys, the cheapskates, they have like Jack Benny and the archetypes
yes.
and all of the people who kind of pioneered that. So it's funny that we're talking about this, but it's all of these older comedians. And of course,
Jack Benny.
They go,
Jack Benny was
some of those
fantastic.
Well, and I watched, they have a lot about Carson in there. And then I just watched on Netflix, excellent documentary, the one that PBS did on Carson.
Yeah, that's on my queue. I can't wait.
Oh, I need to see that.
Oh, you need to. It is. I was beyond that. My dad was never really big on late night TV, but watching that, and it's like, I understand now. Like he is like the Beatles. There will never be another band like the Beatles as influential, like what they did. Yeah. There will never be another Johnny Carson because TV's never going to be like that. No one's going to be like him.
It was that time. It wasn't just that he was, it was that time too.
But it was kind of sad because it's like we will never get to see. And I missed out on that. So watching it, I was very saddened by like, wow, not only did I miss this incredible moment, I could have watched him on TV, but I didn't get to. And then
my grandma let me watch him.
So it's just one of those, and all of the people he interviewed, and this. It's fascinating how much we've.
Also, the guests. They just had he just had a way with guests.
He was brilliant. He was his own thing. Like there was nothing like him before he came along.
You could watch someone interview Johnny, and because now it's no offense to anyone who loves them or to these people, but you go on a talk show and basically it's like, I'm the star of the talk show. I'm going to make me look good. You sell whatever you're hawking, whatever show you're on, whatever you're doing right now. Just you tell us what you're doing and then make me look good. Like, let's chuckle at. But him, it could be like someone genuinely talking to Johnny Carson saying, oh, well, this is what I observe. And then you're in on a private conversation. It's very intimate, very...
Well, all the best. And that's I was having this discussion with some friends very recently about how, as far as television talk shows are concerned, be they like the kind in front of a live studio audience or just the kind of, we don't really have any other kinds of talk shows anymore, except the studio audience ones. But back in the day, during the Carson era, you had people like Dick Cavett. And these great. Dick Cavett was not, a comedian, but he could be very funny. But he was a great interviewer. It wasn't just now every time. And you're absolutely right. When you get these two personalities on stage together, be it the host of the show and an actor or musician or something, it is such an ad. It's an advertisement, and whatever. Maybe what they're selling is really cool, so I don't necessarily mind that it's an advertising, but that it's an advertisement. But you don't get this sense of a conversation between two people.
Yeah.
It seems very scripted. It seems very.
Because they've had a dress rehearsal too of it. How that
the questions don't grow organically out of each other. It's not as interesting. I remember.
I do love Conan, but I stopped watching pretty much after the monologue.
Conan is very funny, but he's not a great interviewer. I don't think anyone is a great interviewer anymore. Not that I've seen myself anyway. But you look at one of my favorite interviews is the Dick Cavett interview with Orson Welles. back when he had his show. I mean, that was fucking amazing because Orson Welles was so larger than life, but was such a great raconteur. He got on stage with Dick Cavett, and they just had this rapport, which it was very organic, it was very real, they were friendly with each other, they made jokes, and you got all these great stories, and Orson Welles wound up turning the tables on him and interviewing Cavett, like halfway through, he's like, I'm going to do this to you, what did you do? And so it became this really fascinating thing, which just that kind of thing doesn't happen anymore.
Like, that's a good point, but like, when we first started doing that anime show, we started out letting people call in. I had this idea of like, okay, here we're going to talk about this because they set it up like a radio show. And like, why don't you do live shows? When we do live shows, they're hilarious, but also people get super offended. I don't
know, cunts get offended.
The dumb cunts.
Oh,
not just the regular cunts.
Not the regular. They love the show.
Regular cunts, them's my people.
Oh, that's your next tattoo.
There you go. Regular cunts, them's my people.
Cunt life.
It's a cunt life for me.
People have stopped. No one's listening now.
No.
It's over. People have
like,
deleted this from their... They smited the earth, burnt it, and salted the earth.
Like, we, after, like, episode 3, Tatum and I were like, we can't do the show like this anymore because like what we're doing now, like that's it's happening organically, and we're all just having conversations, and if anything, Tatum thinks that the mic's in the way a good chunk of the time.
Oh yeah, I'll push this bitch out of the way. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. So tell me about all the time.
And Tatum's like, what? Or Steven's like, what are you doing?
It drives you crazy.
But no, it's got to be a conversation. Like if it was like, Mr. Bowling,
yes,
tell me, what was it like recording Samurai
7.
Upside Down L?
No, that's a 7. It was much like how you record a lot of stuff. I'm sure that you could just ask Tatum how that is.
I have no memory
Not
of
even
it.
have me on the show. Why are we doing this? Why are you asking me something that you do?
Listen to me, you dumb cunt.
But see, she was making a point, and I knew you're also making a point. This is wonderful. But I want to get back into like the comedians and the old.
No, I'm done with that.
No, you're not.
I want to talk about me now. And Samurai 7.
We are going to talk about you.
You're amazing.
You're amazing at it. It's fucking wonderful. Now shut up.
Keep it going.
And go on.
Yes.
But no. So what? I'm just kind of interested in myself, like some of the older, lesser known comedians, or stage comedians or screen comedians of yesteryear that really meant something to you when you were young, or that kind of, because I mean I can think of a handful myself, and I imagine it must be the same for anyone that kind of wants to just it's like you're like, oh, I want to be that good. That's how I'm gonna like get through life. I'm gonna be that guy. Who were some for you? I'm fascinated by this because you clearly draw from a huge amount.
Big improv guy.
This is a weird. I mean, I grew up a lot. My dad loved Mel Brooks movies, so I'm huge into that humor because, like, Blazing Saddles. I bring this up a lot. I teach improv classes and all that, and I bring up content versus what's satire. It's like, because it's a commentary on people are ignorant. People use this word. Take away the power from it. This and that. So I find that, but more so, I like the fact that he can take something like that, and he was Mel Brooks is Jewish, and he does a lot of Hitler bashing. And, and he's in the book that I was reading, the Make 'Em Laugh, and he said that when they did the producers, someone stood up when they were doing Springtime for Hitler and started leaving, and Mel Brooks was at that performance, and he goes to the person leaving, he goes, well, why are you leaving? He goes, I was in World War II, and I am offended. And Mel Brooks goes, I was in World War II also, and I never saw you there. It's like, he's like, I am a Jew who was in World War II, and he's like, I'm making fun of Hitler. He's like, I guess I do have a vendetta against him, but this isn't like, why are you offended? This is ridiculous.
It's not like Springtime for Hitler is a commendation of Hitler.
Yeah, like, I should really.
It's mockery.
It's
supposed
about
to be.
time Hitler got the recognition.
Why don't people?
Right? Like it's people think.
But I enjoyed that. So I like pulling from there and the absurd of just the satire, the situation, and he will say some of the most. They sound like dumb jokes if you would say them out loud, but coming from him, it just the way it works. So I like that. Huge Marx Brothers fan.
Oh God, yes.
Groucho is like my hero because I've discovered now it's like the quick wit, the way he talks, the misdirect. It's like that's who I want.
Did you ever seen You Bet Your Life? The show
I never got to see a lot of that.
He was older then, and it was just kind of him. But it was this. I mean, I have
it was different because he's not the character of Groucho. He is him.
He was kind of always Groucho.
Yeah,
even so he's a little less. You know, but it was in his being the age he was when they were filming, when they were producing that show, which lasted I think 2 or 3 seasons, which for back then was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it was just talk show, for those of you that out there don't know, it was a talk show just where it was him. He would get 2 guests on, and they would ask questions, and for money, basically. And this it was the most straightforward, undecorated, game show you could imagine. But it was really just most of the show obtained in Groucho just kind of shooting the shit with the 2 competitors who were chosen from the audience at random. Were just normal everyday people, and it was really funny. And in fact, he was so funny and so off the cuff in that element that on several occasions he got taken off the air because it was always done live. He got taken off the air. And to this day, one of my favorite quotes ever from any comedian comes from Groucho on You Bet Your Life, when he had this little woman up there, and I don't remember what nationality she was, but she had a very thick accent, and it was adorable. And Groucho was just like, "Oh, you're very sweet, honey. You're very sweet." And she said something about having like 8 children. And he's like, says, you have 8. This is a terrible Groucho, by the way. But he says, you have something like 8 children. And she's like, I do. He's like, why is that? And he's just kind of arching his eyebrows as only he can. And she just kind of just giggles and says, I just really love my husband. And he's like, and he couldn't stand it. He had to say it. So he's like, wow, sweetheart, I love my cigar, but I take it out of my mouth every now and again. And like,
yeah.
He took him on here. Like, how amazing is that?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. We'll be right back. We just have to, we have to give Groucho some coffee.
Yeah.
Groucho. And then Marx Brothers themselves, those are really... They're not just funny as hell. No, they're wonderful commentaries.
There's an amazing dynamic that they have.
Just my God. Night of the Opera is a masterpiece.
A lot of people are like Duck Soup, but Night of the Opera is one of my favorites.
Night of the Opera is just fucking brilliant.
There's a great, I also like...
What are you doing in there? Nothing. Come on in.
You have any stewed prunes? Give him a cup of coffee and let him sit for about 8 hours.
I'm amazed you 2 haven't hung out more.
It's true.
Because I think it would exhaust everyone else in earshot.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that.
There's... I also like the absurd, the Zucker... brothers, Airplane.
Yeah, Airplane.
But they did, going back to Marx Brothers, they did a movie called Brain Donors. I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it. It has John Turturro in it.
Yes.
It is basically the Zucker... Well, it's actually, I think, just Zucker and Abrams, actually. It's not the other Zucker brother. Okay. But it's them basically doing Night at the Opera, but they took all of the character traits and they moved it and they kind of changed it. It's still the ballerina and all that, and you have the Margaret Dumond character, and you have the the absurd blowhard who does this, and then you have the asshole that no one likes, and then you have the 3 guys trying to help the 2 young lovers get together, and it's amazing. And if you are a Marx Brothers fan. And Brain Donors, it is one of the...
I remember it being out, and I think I've seen it years ago, but I haven't seen it.
It's hilarious because John Turturro's that perfect. And it's the names that they do. It's it was Rufus T. Firefly is from I think it's from Duck Soup. Rufus T. No.
Or Horse Feathers.
Horse Feathers. That's the one. Yeah. Rufus T. Firefly. Well, John Turturro's character is Roland T. Flackpfizer. So they get the same alliteration, and then, of course, they have the different character, Chico and Harpo were always I'm Giuseppe, and this is, Smitty. It was just these weird names. So they have that type of thing, and that's awesome. It's amazing. But that one, those are what influences me. To get back to the main core, those are who I like, and then I get a lot from Looney Tunes. Because that's that older, so...
Well, Looney Tunes was inspired by the Marx Brothers.
Yes, there, and they always parody, the comics of the day back then, so a lot of that just is who I am, and I still love my dumb humor now, Anchorman, and things that are absurd, that it's that's just ridiculous. Why are you...
Yeah.
So that's what I pull from a lot.
like it.
Yeah.
I think the absurd is liberating. I mean, it is
You need
in a
it.
way. I mean, you need it, but it's kind of like I don't know. I'm gonna get highbrow for a second, and it sounds so pretentious, but there's hearing someone talk about. There's a critic, a literary critic that I'm very fond of, who I've been reading a lot lately, just revisiting a lot of his stuff because I think he's a phenomenal writer and just makes me think of the things I've been reading for years in new ways, which is always important, I think. But he was talking about Alice in Wonderland and Charles Dodson, aka Lewis Carroll. Who was not Jack the Ripper. Anyway, sorry, I just had to say that.
Everyone was thinking it.
Everyone was
Everyone.
There is actually a book.
They're still Googling Poland.
There is actually a book.
Actually, there was an episode of Black Butler with Jack the Ripper, so they probably know that one.
Actually, it was episode 8.
No, there is.
Oh my god, I think it was.
I did it. I don't know.
There is actually a book that deals with that kind of tries to find evidence within the text of his works that he was in fact confessing the whole time to being Jack the Ripper. That's people just have too much time on their hands. But
no one knows it's a book about math. He said it. Lewis Carroll was like, it's a book about the absurdity of mathematics. That's what Alice in Wonderland was, and they're like, oh.
But and being that, it's actually about a great deal more. It's about just kind of the absurdity and the organic nature of life, and how because it's about this young girl that finds herself in this completely illogical universe where all these strange, eccentric creatures
and
that are never quite
change,
that are never quite evil, never quite malicious, but never quite kind either. They make really strange demands of her good intentions all the time.
Nothing ever
goes terribly wrong, but nothing ever goes totally right either. And it's this very strange thing, but it's so absurd. It's so full of instances where language and mathematics and logic and all this break down at the point where, like, I've just said a perfectly normal English sentence that means fucking nothing. And there's something about that where I think the critic in question that I'm talking about, a guy named Harold Bloom, I've mentioned him before, I think, on this show, but
just now.
Just now. See. But that kind
you can
of
reference this episode for that reference.
It's in the fart episode. I say his name repeatedly while farting unbrokenly. Harold Bloom. Harold Bloom.
That's amazing. You have amazing sphincter control.
The absurd is kind of the absurd is something which kind of the point is why it works and why it's so liberating. As I think the absurd humor kind of thumbs its nose at the ideas other people have as to how the world should work, and it's kind of it's our. In a way, it's our conquest of time. It's our getting beyond time, because time doesn't mean anything in the realm of the absurd. It doesn't matter what era you're in or what follows first, cause and effect. All of it gets thrown out the window. It's just fancy dress that logicians have brought to bear on the problem of the world, but that don't always work. And so I love that humor, and that's why that's for me why the Marx Brothers and like Zucker Brothers and all of the comedians you just mentioned, especially like Jack Benny and like Harold Lloyd and all these other Harold Lloyd was fantastic. Charlie Chaplin I still think is phenomenal, and that's an easy choice. I know everyone kind of makes that. It's kind of cliche
Lloyd was
like
the
him,
first silent film actor that I was really aware of.
Mm-hmm. He was. They cited him. The reason they brought up Harold Lloyd was that he was the first to kind of be like the heroic geek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like he did that, but he was very things would work out for him. It was the the film that he did, the freshman one, the famous one with the football scene where everyone piles up. And he ends up. It's the original, Revenge of the Nerds. He was the original geek. He had the glasses. Rudy.
But no, he was a hell of a stuntman too, because he would the most iconic image most people remember of him is him hanging off that clock tower.
Yeah, that's immediately what comes
to my mind. That was a real thing. That was that was him. That was him. He was an acrobat and stuntman himself, and he decided to. So his comedy is always very thrilling in a way that it kind of bled the lines between thriller and comedy often, because he was doing these things where that's hilarious, but oh my god, he could die. That's actually happening, and so it was.
He blew off half of his hand.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
It was the cigar, like the exploding cigar thing, I think, or something like that. But it blew off his thumb, his pointer finger, and half of his palm on his right hand. And for the rest of his career, they had to make gloves to make it look like he did that. But they said you won't see it in a lot of shots because they hit it very well. But it's he committed to that bit pretty well that he lost half a hand.
Well, I think it's kind of hard to think of women comedians or from the old days, because it was all like, oh, you need to be the damsel and stuff like that. But she was mostly a dramatic actress, but I really like Carol Lombard. She could do a lot of Clark Gable's wife.
Yes, yes.
But that's who I think of. But I wish, like, when I think about, like, female comedians, I think of, like, Phyllis Diller, Joan Rivers.
Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett.
Oh, my God, yes. But, like I can't think of anything too far back. Like, what is, like, there's got to be more that I'm missing
Like,
here.
Mae West is maybe, like, the earliest that I could think of if I'm going, but, like, Mae West was always one. And then thinking, like, to vaudeville and all that, I can't really, like, Margaret Dumont was on Broadway, but she was always...
Like, I need help because I'm, like, drawing a blank here.
But I mentioned earlier, Lillian Gish, too. She did some comedy. She was not as well known for her comedy as she was for her drama, but she did it. There weren't, come to think of it, many...
Fanny Bryce?
Fanny
Bryce was one of Ziegfeld's Follies. Girls who went with Will Rogers and all that.
Lucille Ball.
Yeah,
Lucille Ball. She was
but
more
she hit
like
later.
But
I'm trying to think like early on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like,
Lombard was like 30s.
Well, we're thinking of that era, like when vaudeville was transitioning into the films, you know, and so it's that kind of Max Sennett.
Well, see, like that's where I'm at a total loss. I'm like
era, and I guess there weren't a lot of iconic female comedian actors because I don't know whether it was just a thing of the age or whether it was just. I don't know. I think this is interesting, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't necessarily believe it myself, but I think it's interesting food for thought. I think the late Christopher Hitchens wrote somewhere recently, within the past couple of years, he did this thing, and it pissed off a lot of people, as he loved to do. He said you don't see many women comedians as much as men comedians, and that's because women generally, if we speak in terms of evolution, don't have to be funny. Women are fantastically attractive, whereas men are not. Men have to.
That's right. It's a bonus, motherfucker.
Men have learned to be funny because it makes them viable on the relationship market, whereas women don't usually have to rely on that. And he made an interesting point, which again I don't know that I agree with it. I just think it's interesting to consider this question. He says that most comedians that you do see, because there certainly are a lot of female comedians and they're good.
That's how I started.
But they tend to seem to pattern themselves off of very male-oriented humor. There are exceptions to that rule, but they are exceptions that he argued to prove the rule. And so maybe that was just a cultural thing that maybe there weren't a lot of...
Well, it's still kind of there. Like, I actually really used to like this guy. Random side note. I used to really like this guy, and he said he couldn't date me because I was funnier than him.
Wow.
And I'm like, thank you for that.
Comedians are sensitive people. I think they are.
It's also weird because, like, I do a lot of improv and people will ask,
it's so funny.
It's a troupe. Well, it's a troupe of guys, and they say, like, I noticed you didn't have any females here. Like, why not? Like, why don't you have any women? I'm pretty fun. And it's not that.
But that's your troupe. Like, it's guys.
And a lot with us. I mean, if there are funny female improvisers, they get snatched up real quick because it's like, if you look at like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch, they were improvisers, but they stood out, and because. One, you get a boys' club atmosphere. Boys, men are linked to be the group mind. We're hunted. We're together. We're that. But then we're also so juvenile and stupid. It's like women aren't going to sit down and be like, if we talked about. I'd listen to the fart show. It's funny. It's like do that. It's guys' way of thinking, and it's like, well, how many women are going to either lower themselves intellectually or have that boy's attitude without becoming more masculine? And doing that,
and kind of feeling like they're just kind of,
and then it's kind of like
they have to be one of the guys.
Then they're an outsider because it's like male dominated. It's because what we did. It's why we pushed ourselves to the front and say, "Oh no, I'm a man." And so that's another hard thing because you get a lot of females that are like, "I have to struggle." Where the boys club. I have to struggle to fit into the boys club.
Well, if anything, I don't think I would see a lot of female improv troupes.
My friend who just came into town, he's out in L.A. and he says that he has an all-female improv troupe of about 10 women. And he goes, and I go, okay. And he's like a guy teaching them, but he goes, here's the thing. They're all extremely attractive. But once I got them to work past, and here's another thing, which I'm not trying to but he goes, they were all very catty towards each other because they're all very pretty. And I had to break down those barriers and say, no, you got to work as a troupe. And now that they're a group of attractive women who are all very funny and work well together. And he goes, you cannot, people are fighting to come see them. One, they want to just talk to them because they're attractive. Two,
they're funny.
Guys who want to be funny are doing it to like how you were saying. That guys need to prove themselves. Like, I got to be funny as a type of like,
I got
to get women.
It's my defense mechanism. It's how I make myself marketable.
Well, yeah, and now there's women who get you, so it's like, well, 2, I want to be a part of that, and 3, it's like, well, I'm genuinely like they're funny, and like it's like, wow, they have like the total. So it's like, wow, they are.
That's awesome. I want to look this up.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
And he's still in town. I need to ask him what his troop's called because it's like that's just interesting because that's so rare that you find women who are going to stick with a troop long enough and not shine on their own, but 2, like a group of women who are actually doing it, and it's like that's amazing. Like they're gonna go far. Like they've got it. They're lucky because. Guys, we have to struggle because it's like, there's 1,000 people like me. There's 1,000.
Yeah. Well, because all guys, I think, try to be funny. That's our thing. Like you said, we are kind of juvenile, and you get us together, and we become, kids. I mean, it's who we are. It's what we can. But we're not. I don't know why this is, but we're not as. I think we need to be funny, and sometimes sometimes I'm very threatened around someone who is also just as entertaining as I think I am, because then I'm like, fuck, now we're competing. It's like that scene in American Dad where he's like, good, I'm the most handsome one in this group, and then some really handsome guy comes over, he's like, hey, why don't you go find another group handsome, and it's like,
I do it too. They're like, you're gonna love her, she's hilarious. Will I? Will I like her?
Will I?
Yeah, she's like, you guys have like the same. She's actually half Mexican too. Bitch must die. She's gotta die. She's gotta die.
Really?
Like, no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's interesting, but
well, let's
we should take a break.
Yeah,
now,
let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll actually attempt
Fart
questions. No, you might.
We will ask questions in the form of farts.
In the farm.
Or farm some farts. I don't know.
Be back.
Steve!
You have to stop doing that.
Why?
It's...
What's going on?
Oh, he doesn't even know.
I don't even know what's going on.
Listen to the show, you fucker.
Steve Yurko
I listen to it all the time.
A longtime friend of the show, and
longtime friend, personal friend.
And we decide to stretch his name out even longer each time. It was like, Steve.
We decide. I started that.
Oh, well, okay.
You copied me. No, I'm kidding.
And you're going to give me shit about being a hipster? I did it before it was mainstream. But
I never give you shit about being a hipster, do I?
No.
Now stop knitting a hat and let's continue.
All right, so Steve asks on Twitter, if you're not following Steve, it's at Steve Yurko. What are your favorite movies that are despised by critics or the general public? All of us.
That's a good question.
Oh.
Movies despised by critics.
I don't know about well, I've never really noticed if it's despised. Like if I've gone on there, it's like, I like this movie. Oh, it didn't do that well at the box. I love the movie Hudson Hawk. That a lot of people, when I bring that up, people don't really like Hudson. And I'm like,
that's a pretty universally panned film, actually. I've never heard a single critic like it, but I haven't. I've saw it like once years
Hudson.
ago.
It has some really stupid lines in it.
Oh yeah,
it's like I really like funny. Hudson Hawk. It's funny.
It was a sleeper. Like, it didn't do that well, but I would think that I mean, the people that I know that have seen it liked it. Scott Pilgrim.
I like Scott
I think
Pilgrim.
It wasn't acclaimed because it was very true to its source material. Not like accurate, but it was very much like people who like this should like. I'm making this movie for people who like the source. I'm not making Hollywood big.
Like, they're like, wait, why is he doing that? Why aren't they explaining what this is? And we're like, because it's in the book.
It's what every superhero movie should do. It's like, Superman's origins. Just make the movie. That's why Avengers I like, because it's like Avengers was good, but it's Joss Whedon saying, I know that what's going on, so I'm just going to make a good movie. Which is why I think Scott Pilgrim was like, if you don't know what's going on, but even if you don't, it's still a fun movie.
Yeah, I loved Scott Pilgrim,
so I
but
agree.
they're like, it's a sleeper hit, I guess. I'm like, what's that? I guess that's the first thing that comes to mind. But of course, I like a lot of really shit horror movies too. But I know they're shit most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. I have. I don't know. I think the only thing that comes to mind is the body of work by Peter Greenaway, who's a film director. Like, he hasn't done anything in a while, and he's very obscure. He's like an art house director. I was really into him when I was young, and I just thought he was really fascinating. He made films that were very different for films. They're utterly even calling them films seems inappropriate because they're very strange. It's like he's painting with light and frame, and it's interesting. And they're very and there's a lot. I mean, and a lot of critics just revile him. Even the really artsy critics just thought he was overdone and pretentious and all this. But I really, really like his films, particularly one called The Cook, the Thief, His Wife and Her Lover, which was in '89, which Helen Mirren was in. Actually, that was when I first became aware of Helen Mirren, and she's quite amazing. It's a great film. To me, it is a great film. That a lot of critics, some critics love it, but it's very polarizing. Critics either love it or hate it. There is no tepid feelings to be had.
There's no room. There's no room for gray.
No room for it all. And audiences just don't see it. It's not the kind of film. It's such an odd film in terms of just the way it is shot and how it plays out. It's very absurdist. It's like watching a Samuel Beckett play. And for that reason, it's alienating to a lot of people who have very narrow expectations of what a film can be, and they're not interested. It doesn't hold their interest. So from critics, it gets very, very, very hot emotions on either side of the aisle. But as far as general audiences are concerned, if they've seen it, they're just like, weird.
I guess think about like a movie. I guess what Steve was asking, like Friends. Like think about a movie that like friends that have the same interests as you, and even them go like think about a movie that even they're like, wow, you like that.
I'm so used to most of my films being ones that other people have not even seen or liked because I tend to.
Well, I find a lot that people don't like. I'll be like, I thought I was the only one, and then everyone's like, no, I like it too. Like it's like like Popeye. I love Popeye. Robin Williams,
really?
Shelley Robert Altman actually directed that.
I love it. It's so.
I loved it as a kid. I don't remember anything.
No, I found it on DVD, and I'll still, if it's on TV, I'll watch it because it's like. The characterization's great. The music is terrible. Like the idea is atrocious. But I was like, I really like Popeye the movie. And I'll talk to some people and they'll be like, yeah, you know what? For its time, it was good. It's a horrible movie, but I like it too. So it's kind of like I don't really know if they're like, really, you're gonna watch that? Like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the guy who bought that DVD. Like I can't. Like, you guys name yours, and I'll think of one.
I'm trying to think of.
It's a good question. It's hard to think because I
have a lot of guilty pleasure movies where I'm like, I know this is crap, but like if I'm in a bad mood, I watch certain films like Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion. I think that is a hilariously bad film, but I love it.
Like Joe Dirt? Is that a movie that no one would like to watch? I love Joe Dirt. That makes me giggle. I like that movie.
That's really funny. One of the guys I work out with, Bruno, that is his favorite film.
Okay, that's why. Like I don't know. Is that
it's really funny? He's like, I love that film, and we all give him shit for. I've never seen it. I mean, so I really can't judge one way or the other. But it's like people bitch all day about how
like. I dated someone who was like, I was dating someone when that movie came out, and he's like, it's so funny. I'm like, I'm so confused as to why I'm with you if you like that movie.
It's just, so I don't know if that counts, but I can't think of.
No, like I'm trying, like, what
about a movie that you hate that is extraordinarily popular, both with critics and with.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. Oh, I see, and I love Citizen Kane.
Yeah, but I was made to tear it apart as a film student, so I can't watch it without going, oh God, I hated that class.
Devil's advocate for a moment here and just say I'm just going to suggest this because I see where you're coming from, but I think I love looking at movies like that, and so I think maybe that's why it appeals to me.
Made as an assignment, I do that as a movie goer. I don't like it as an assignment.
Interesting.
What's
the difference?
Huh?
What's the difference?
I'm not being made to. I like going. You know what? I really like what they did here. Like. I could tell that, like they were just ready to fucking, like, you know what, screenplay's done, like here, or it's things like that. But if it's like, okay, now in your own words, now what I think of when I think of this, blah, 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 what do you think about that? Write me a 500 minimum page or a minimum word, da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. Mm-mm.
And you were taking the class. Why?
Because it was required.
Okay.
There are required classes you have to take.
Seems like I just think. I mean, I hear that a lot of people are like, "Oh, I hate this or hate that" because it was forced on me, and I can totally understand that. But at some point, I think it's always good
because it's something that I initially loved.
Go back
I initially loved film for being able to tear it apart and go like, oh well, what they did here, but
it's amazing the difference it makes when someone tells you to do it versus doing it yourself.
I'll have stronger opinions about movies now that Despicable Me. I saw it.
Still haven't seen it.
And everyone who I talked to, Despicable Me and How to Train Your Dragon are two. I'm really into animated films.
Those are both DreamWorks, aren't they?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I love Kung Fu Panda, which is by DreamWorks. But I just love the art, the story. It's like, but my dad watched a lot of Bruce Lee movies and martial arts. So it's like, I don't know if that's why I like it or if I just like the characters. But everyone who I talk to where they're like, they're making another Despicable Me too. It's so, and I'm like, the Minions there, if you like it, you're a parent and your kids like it. And you can get behind the fact that, oh, he's growing because he's a father and he has the 3 girls there. And it's like, I just don't think it's that. What are you doing?
I was turning the hourglass.
Why? To time how long Tatum talks?
Yes.
Okay. No, this is how long you've got.
I've only got 3 hours.
Until those ruby slippers are mine.
Well, no, it's just going to be a general thing because I should have started it earlier.
That's all right. But it's like people, and I'm like, so they're making a sequel. I'm like, it's a gimmick. I'm not a fan of the gimmick. They're like,
well,
how
you're
can
talking
you
about
not
advertising,
like
with the talk show stuff. It's the
same
thing.
Or How to Train Your Dragon. I was like, it's cute, but it would be better as a series, which they made it into, and now they're doing another one, and they're like, how could you not like it? It's just and I'm like, How to Train Your Dragon. It's like he was an underdog character, and he found this dragon, and that was interesting. But I was like, thinking back, it's like I can't really think of like substance to the movie, or that it didn't seem complete. It was like, it looks like they made a movie to go into a series. Like, oh, it's much more interesting to find out what happens now that. And a lot of people are like, how dare you not like this? It was, and I'm like, I didn't like.
I haven't seen it. I have no desire to see it.
Brave was good. I mean, it's Pixar. They do amazing story work, but it seemed disjointed. It's like there could be 4 really good different plot points in this, but instead they kind of were like, here's the backstory about these brothers that did that, and now your fate's mirroring that. But then also there's this magical element with these wisps and this, and your mom turned into a bear, and it's like, oh, okay, and then that's over really quick. And it's like, well, you solved that really quick, and now the clans are fighting, and it's like, you could have really, like, and then I told my friends, I was like, this is how I think it should have gone, and they're like, oh, that would have been really good. And I'm like, it's just my opinion, just from a storyteller. And then I'll have friends that are like, I love Pixar, and how dare you? I'm like, no, because
we're allowed to have differences of opinion, but yeah.
But it's just one of those where it's like, I'm sorry that I didn't like mainstream. Like, I'm not a huge fan of, when There's Something About Mary came out and everyone's like, that's the funniest movie ever.
I'm
like, that is stupid. I was like, it's not funny.
It's not.
And I like Ben Stiller, but I don't like his movies. It's like, you're not funny. Like, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers. It's like, I didn't think they were, everyone's like, it's the end all be all of comedy.
No. But it's also because, you're old school about your comedy, too.
I'm a bit of a comedy snob,
for me, a big thing, or foreign films, or namely a lot of British film and television, but also,
like Downton Abbey?
Yeah. No, I've still never seen it.
You need, oh my God, stop this right now and go see this. And if you have a different opinion, I will stab your face.
But most of the horror films, and stuff that I enjoy whenever I've gone to horror conventions, they're just like, oh, so you love, Friday the 13th, Halloween. I'm like, I fucking hate those films. Nightmare on Elm Street, that was one of the first films I watched. Hellraiser, so I love those, but I'm not like...
But in a nostalgic,
Yeah. But most of the films that I love because they are great films are not American, and it's not just because I'm...
Well, as Americans doing horror movies, honestly, I think, unless you're... Alfred Hitchcock knew how to make a horror movie with a story and with people and characters, and it worked. Sometimes it didn't, but you're not going to find, now it's like, oh, let's make this gory. Then you get the...
Get a hotter chick. I don't care if she looks 40. She's going to be 16.
It's no one looks, and I think that's a reason why my wife loves horror movies, but she'll never, it's like, why don't you watch them with me? I'm like, because really a lot of times they're not good movies. I'm not even invested in watching it. Cabin in the Woods, I loved, and but it's
really
more
wouldn't
comedy.
Consider it a horror movie.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, and Shaun of the Dead, I love, but it's more of a comedy.
It's a romantic comedy.
It is, but there's not, I can't honestly say, I watched that, and I was like, God, that slasher film was really good. It's like there's really...
She thought she got away, but she didn't.
Sorry, I digressed from this.
No. Yeah.
So did that answer the question?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure, of course it did.
Yeah.
Because I said it did.
Because I said it did.
Because I said it did. So thanks, Twitter.
That actually I think goes really well into Ashley's question. Yes. Imagine, if you will, that two movies have been made about your life. One is a big-budget Hollywood blockbuster. It is a massive hit with critics and the general public alike. However, Hollywood doing what Hollywood does best, much of the accuracy has been sacrificed in favor of entertainment value and dramatic effect. The second movie is a low-budget independent documentary. It is stunning in its accuracy and features many interviews about you from your close friends and family. The question is, which of these movies would you be the most interested in seeing, and why?
I don't know if I'd want to even see a movie about myself.
Why is that?
Well, no, it's funny because it's like if I saw a movie, I mean, it seems very personal. Like if I watched a documentary about myself that's very accurate, very independent, it's like, oh, is that really what people think? Like, is that how I went? And when looking at my life, it's like, yeah, that happened. Like, but I don't know if I could find myself fascinated in the way, like I just watched the Johnny Carson. Like I found that fascinating because it's very different from anything. So I guess I'd have to look at it and say, which one is more, like, as a comedian and as being funny, it's like, well, I'd do the big blockbuster, and if it's inaccurate, I'd see that as a comedy, and like, people are going to like that, and it amuses me that that's happening. Or do I want a movie that people can watch and say, I found Anthony Bowling very fascinating by watching that? Like, is that a type of movie that other people would find fascinating? Not, oh, well, they like me because of that, but it's like, oh. So I don't.
Yeah, and I see where you're coming from, and I kind of agree. I would have a really hard time choosing which one over the other, because I would be fascinated by, I mean, completely abstracted from the idea that, oh my God, how could I watch something about myself? I think I've got to the point now where I would just think, well, I don't believe that there is such thing as an accurate film about someone's life. Life is far too large to put in a book or a film. I mean, whatever. But the attempts are what make it art, or can make it art, and I think it's interesting. I would want to see both, because I'm like, well, I want to see what these people do with it to make it a huge, like, blockbuster film.
And who are they going to cast to be like my friend, like these big stars? Like,
I would be fascinated, and like you, I might laugh, I might be surprised, but it might, in some completely accidental way, give me some insight into myself, or the effect my life is for whatever reason had on that, and which would be interesting. I mean, which is like, wow, I never looked at myself like that before. Well, that's interesting. That's cool. I guess I didn't know that my life was filled with musical numbers. But
in big budget terms, like this scene right now would be in a huge like radio studio, and it would be like people running around, and you'd be Janine Garofalo, and
every time.
It would be fascinating.
I know.
It would be
Margaret Cho. Come on, that's something I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And you'd be Gregory Peck doing a bad Tatum.
It would be fascinating from an anthropological standpoint to see how my life translated into a production like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't personally see that it could.
Just from the script process to see how different it would be.
How it evolved. And then a documentary, that very intimate documentary with friends, that'd be fascinating as well for much the same reason, because I think both of these are very elaborate and sophisticated types of fiction. One may purport to be different than the other in terms of, well, this is more accurate, but documentaries are still fiction in the sense that the substance, the source material is true, but it is a perspective, and only one perspective, or maybe a handful of perspectives of literally hundreds that are available to you.
Documentary might be fascinating too, because you can actually, like, someone to your face wouldn't, like, if I was talking about you to you, be like, oh, it's like, I love the work that you do. You're very good, but for you to watch me talk about you,
but in a candid interview with someone else running,
oh my God, I never knew that's how deeply like they felt about me, or how they were influenced, or us working together. Like, I think that
would be, and I think that would be harder to watch. In some respects, but I would be compelled to watch it because I'd want to know.
Or like your parents, how they really, like, your parents are always saying, I'm proud of you, you've done this, and my son, but then to have them talk about you to someone who doesn't know you, that's like very like, oh my gosh, I
would love it if they had a bunch of people that hate me.
That I would love to see. Not that.
Or no,
I'd
just
love
be
to
like,
watch.
Okay, like Terri Doty, and I
know
know we're supposed to be talking about Terri Doty and the accomplishments and blah blah blah, but let's be honest.
She is
slept her way to the top, or something like
slept her way to the middle.
Slept her way to the less than.
What's wrong with that is the top part.
No, but bitches be crazy, man. No, I don't know. The blockbuster thing, I don't know if I would like that, because like, I was talking to a friend about this, but I've noticed there's a lot of whitewashing, and I think I love about my history is how rich everybody is and how different everyone is. Like, Tatum would be straight and probably a woman. I would be a guy, a white guy. Yeah, like that's all the shit that they would change. So I would never.
Like you would be Terri, you would be played by like Janine Garofalo. So you'd be like, going, God damn it, the whole time in the studio. I fucking knew it. I would be played by...
She did not age well.
I'd be played by Giles. And I'd be going, really? 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 Because I was that old when we were doing that anime show.
But Steven's like fucking...
Steven's played by Stanley Tucci. I think we can all agree Steven should be played by Stanley Tucci.
That'd be amazing.
That is an interesting film, actually.
Even in the documentary, Steven would be played by Stanley Tucci.
But no, the documentary, yeah, it is like, it's this... I love watching the stuff that we've done. I'm like, oh, hey, sweet, I got a DVD of, this thing. But, like, it's weird to watch it with other people. To me, like, I can't go like, yeah, that's me.
We did,
like,
we did a commentary, and it was real weird because I was with Caitlin, who I've known for many years, and who else were we with? I think we were with Alexis and another. I mean, they've done a lot. It's not coming to my mind right now. But we were doing Is This Zombie commentary, and we're commenting on.
We're able to talk about that, right?
Yeah, the first set's already out. Oh. Yeah, and we were doing it was for the first season.
Oh, okay.
We were doing a commentary for that, and it was like, okay, and we're watching it, and it's like we're commenting on each other, like, Anthony, that was really bad. I'm like, really? Like it's odd because even like. It's not me, it's my character, and it's like, oh, well, that was really funny what you did. And they're like, really? Like, everyone's very like, oh, I record about myself.
We're all like, but I don't, so the documentary and having people, like, do candid interviews, like, if it were people I liked instead of many people that are not fans of me, and most of them rightfully so, but whatever, please don't interview them. But it would be a perspective thing, like, here's how she ruined America. I'm sure they could find a way to make everything my fault with the right documentary crew. But that's happening. Kickstarter now. But no, a documentary would be really cool. But I don't think I would want to watch either. That's how, maybe on my own, like, I don't even like reading articles where, like, I've been interviewed. I'm like, oh, God, I could have said that better. Or said something completely different and much cooler.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a good question, though. I like that. It's a good...
That was Ashley. Okay.
Yes.
Clarence.
Clarence. Clarence is right, yeah.
So... As I was saying,
that's the only thing I can think of when I hear Clarence.
Clarence is going, fuck that guy. I don't think I like that yet.
I was going to ask him. I was complimenting him, and he made me sound like an old man.
And then he made me sound like a whiny baby.
No, I'm a whiny baby. There's no actual sound. I don't sound like her.
What a dumbass, Clarence. No,
I actually met Clarence. He's a teenager.
We love you, Clarence. We're just busting your chops.
Okay, so Clarence says, so I recently had a dream that I was being chased by Rick Perry zombies. Terrifying. And then Joel McDonald, the Doty Meister, I'm assuming that's me, and Paula Dean came out of nowhere and saved me. Luckily, those zombies will only be around until late 2014. So, what...
Clarence watches a lot of television. And just a lot of, like, MSNBC.
What are some of the craziest, waggiest dreams you guys have had?
I was so prepared for that question. We're like, okay, you're giving us all the dream details. So we're like, what do you think about Rick Perry zombies? And instead, it's like, so I had a really weird dream. You have a weird dream, Clarence? We love you, buddy. We love you. We love you. Change the channel, though. I would suggest you've been watching a lot of news lately because that dream seems to have
I went from AMC's Walking Dead to CNN, and then I only watched TV channels that have 3
Paula
letters
Dean.
in them.
You can't. I love saying Paula Dean now because people go, "Oh," and I'm like,
Well, it's really not. It's like,
okay, crazy stream. No,
yes.
unless it had Paula Dean. Crazy stream.
Don't pass. I don't know. I don't remember
This is
a lot.
not $20,000 pyramid.
Oh.
You got to give us something.
Pass. Okay, quit passing.
I don't know.
Pass, yeah.
Craziest dream I ever had was to be more than a voiceover actor.
That's an aspiration.
Oh no, that's an aspiration, right? No,
and that's insane. But
no, I don't ever remember any of my dreams, to be honest. But like weird dreams, it's like one. Well, okay, I'll say what's weird in my dreams whenever I have them is I always fantastical stuff is happening around me, and then I can do something amazing, but my mind can't process it, so it's very like lame. Like, oh my god, in this dream I can fly, but I can't go very fast or very high.
So you're flying
and people,
like 6 feet off the ground,
or like,
Imagine you going, God damn it!
yeah, it's like it's stupid. Or like I'll have like I'll have a big. Okay, this is dorky. This is nerdy. I loved Dragon Ball Z growing up in high school. I mean, it's the thing. It was,
yeah.
And when anime was first coming out mainstream, like I wasn't like aware of it, so it was like, oh, Sailor Moon was on, and I'd kind of watch it. Like I've heard of anime, let me watch it. I'm like, it's interesting. And then Dragon Ball Z came out, and it was like, oh, it's more action, more okay. I'll watch this. So if I had a dream about that, I could make energy balls and shoot them like Dragon Ball Z. But in my dream, it was really hard to do, and they were really slow, and they wouldn't explode. And it was like...
Took like 5 episodes just to get
Oh, you know what it was just like? Yeah.
Sounds to me like you were great at it.
No, but it was really like...
We actually wrote that episode.
Like in my mind, I could do it, but my mind wouldn't allow me to do it. Like, oh, I'm going to shoot this beam at this wall. Oh, it's little. There it goes. It's like, so I guess it's just kind of lame.
You need help.
Yeah, I'm very, like, in my dreams, I'm like Woody Allen. Like,
yeah.
Kamehameha.
That's got to be a soundbite. That's your soundbite right there. Wow.
Chi-Chi, if you don't mind, I have to go get some senzu beans from the Kai's, and I have to go into Kaioken. Here I go. Kamehameha. Kamehameha. I shoot at you? It's so weird.
Bravo, ladies and
gentlemen.
I don't think we need to answer. Like, no.
I got nothing. I don't have dreams. I don't dreams. I don't dream at all. My waking imagination is so fucking vivid that I think when I go to sleep, my brain's like, I'm just going to turn
this is a dream off. Right here, this show.
Yeah, I'm probably
going to wake up.
I would hate, when I worked in retail, I hated going home and you're like, fuck it, I'm tired. I'm just going to go to bed. And then you would dream about having, being at work. And then you would wake up and go,
have to go to work. Why?
I've had some crazy dreams, but it's that oh man, it was crazy, but there's no point in telling you about it.
Yeah, and I couldn't really I watch so much TV that's so fantastical that my dreams really just kind of mirror what you could already see. Like I watch a lot of cartoons, so it's like, oh, a lot of stuff I do in my dreams is like that, but it's just weird situations. So it's not like, oh, that was nuts. It's just like, oh, I'm really plagiarizing. My dreams are plagiarizing. That's all it is.
Like you start having this dream, you are violating the registered trademark of
Now that would be a crazy
Cease and
dream.
desist. Yeah.
Cease and desist. You have to stop having this dream right now or you're going to get sued.
Okay.
In your mind.
Done. So thank you, Clarence.
That's my next screenplay right
Caroline,
there.
I like this question. It's a
Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline. What do you think makes a book or movie a classic, and what are some examples you consider to be classics? Very direct, very, very simple question, but I think a very pregnant one.
So what books do I consider
What
classic?
do you think makes a classic?
Makes a classic. I think...
it's thunder and lightning.
My fault, guys. Dad, shut up! I'm doing a show!
What? I don't know.
Remember,
what's
the
going
guests don't know what you're talking about.
That don't mean for them to. This is between me and my father. Okay, y'all just stay the fuck out of this.
That's cool.
And so it's like thundering out, and you just point at the sky. Get me, you son of a bitch! Come on!
You'll never sink this ship!
I'm having the best game of my life. Thank you. Caddyshack.
Sorry.
I think
classics.
Classics.
Speaking of classics,
yes.
Caddyshack.
So anyways.
Great book.
I don't know. I really thought the stage play was great. The pool scene on stage plays so much better.
I felt it was very derogatory
to golfers.
To golf.
I think timeless, when not so much as like the time period, like, oh, it's universal, but you can have some that are classics. Like everyone always says, oh, Shakespeare, that's going to be that. Like it's that I think it would have to stand the test of time, but also have a message that, like, in my opinion, I did acting and I don't like Shakespeare that much. I think it's overdone. I won't deny that he's brilliant. He is funny. I will do Shakespeare. I like to do it, but I won't say like that's a classic and you have to. I mean, you have to read Shakespeare. No, don't. I had to. I went to school and they made me read Shakespeare.
There you go. That's that same thing.
So, but I mean, just a classic, I think would have to be something that stands up to time and it's universal and you could still read it and it be relevant to you today and inspire or do something. I mean, Lord of the Rings is an old series and it just now became a phenomenon. And, you know, I'd say that was a classic and Hollywood has made it into something more now. But I'd say something like that, just in my opinion.
I think you're right. I mean, that's a classic is something that stands the test of time. As to why it stands the test of time, I think, you know, why someone can read it over 50 years or 400 years on and it still be relevant and feel like it has something to say to a new generation and without just repeating itself because, you know, successive generations are lazy. I think there's something to that. I mean, there's something to the idea that it's something that offers up so many potential meanings that you can't get to the bottom of them in a single generation or 5 or 6. You know, it's always going to be fresh. If the audience is open to it, and I think that's what makes it classic. I mean, I can think my expertise on the level of classics is more in like, you know, books and stuff because I'm such a lit guy. But films, I think, you know, there are a lot of classic films that sadly it's hard. We live in such a weird era now that classics are beginning to die.
They're kitsch.
And I don't mean, you know, they're considered kitsch, you know, or I don't mean to harp on this because I'm not trying to pick on you both, but you both said something I think very interesting that I'd like to bring up for a moment, and that is a lot of stuff that you are made to watch or read when you're a kid, you grow to hate, even though
rather than us finding it organically, like on our own. Yeah.
Well, yeah, totally. But I think that's interesting because I think that ethos drives the reason classics are dying now. I think a lot of people just don't like being told what to do. Yeah. And so I don't think anyone really likes being told what to do, but I think a lot of people are like, you know, they automatically means that, you know, even though you're being told to do it and there may be profound riches in this experience if you will just kid over the fact that some, you know, gray-haired, speckled-wearing bitch of a teacher is making you do it. I mean, because, I mean, the thing is, and the reason, I mean, I had to sit down and was made to watch things, too. I mean, these are things I would never have discovered on my own. And we were having this discussion on the break, too, about the reason why you can't make references or talk about, say, even the Marx Brothers anymore, and without alienating a huge portion of your audience, because now we live in a media culture that is driven by people getting to basically make their choice every step of the way, and they don't discover anything new. It is like the difference between Amazon and .com and going into an old bookstore. An old bookstore, Amazon.com, if I know what I want and I want it for cheap or whatever, I can go, I can look it up, there it is, boom, I got it, that's fine. But that transaction does not lead me down any paths that introduces me to something I wasn't looking for, that I might benefit from just as much, if not more so, than what I was. So if I go into a bookstore looking for a particular book, I can get lost on that search and find potentially hundreds of things en route. So everyone's kind of driven by this, no, I got this, just fucking leave me on my own, sense.
It's not a matter of leaving me on my own. Being made to do something for me is, I don't trust, like if it was, oh my God, you should read this, like you recommending it, I trust you. Sure. I don't trust the instructors because they're following a curriculum. I'm like, where was this meeting?
And it is very, it's a very nuanced point you make there, because a lot of times instructors don't believe in what they're teaching either, and how can you expect the kids to? But I think it's also driven by the sense of, and I'm not trying to pick on you two, because I'm sure that it's not how you walk through life. There's certain things that you're like, I have a bad experience with this because I was made to watch it, and I hated the experience because I wasn't ready for it then, and the person person that was guiding me was not qualified to bring it to me in a way that would have spoken to my experience. And so, but it's interesting because I think I think a lot of people just assume if someone tells you this is a classic, they instantly say, well, I'm not interested in it anymore because classics equals something that's dead, or that's someone else telling you that that's as good. And we just seem to as a culture, we seem to just hate or disdain the idea of being told by someone other than ourselves or a close friend or something that
well, I would always trust my librarian.
And so it's just interesting. Well, who goes to libraries anymore, though, right?
I do.
Because now, like to bring it back to the Amazon thing, I was just I might buy this book, and you're like, oh,
answer this question.
That's amazing.
He's not even.
What? Yeah. So.
But what I'm saying is that I think it's hard to. I don't think we're living in an era where new classics are being made, or that can be. Hopefully that I will turn out to be wrong, and things that that have been sleeper hits now will kind of have their day later on when this culture grows the hell up. But I get very mad about it. We're very
well. It doesn't show
culture.
You hide it very well.
Thank you.
Very.
As you're shaking your fist and your cane and get off my lawn. You kids get off my lawn and read.
No, I'm more like the old guy who's got like a bunch of books on his lawn going, come on, why aren't you kids on my lawn reading? God damn it. Get out.
No old man does that.
Exactly.
Come, children. I'd sure like to give you this book.
Oh, God. Well, look, a movie. Okay,
that's
Tatum.
Twice in one episode, I've been compared to a pedophile.
Tatum,
Jesus, why aren't we friends?
Tatum.
Yes.
A movie or book to you that is a classic. That was Caroline's question.
Well, yes, but it was also talking. She also asked, "What do you think makes a classic?" And I was kind of trying to answer that in a way that was to the
to the point. 30 minutes later,
not to the point.
No, but to you.
That's another thing. No one has patience. Except for bullet points anymore. I have a lot of classics.
But again, you're not offending me, right? But again, no offense. Yeah.
We'll be back to that Tatum show later.
Oh, no. I happen to think a handful of Shakespeare's works are amazing, and to me they are classics because I can go back to them. I've read them when I was young, and I continue to read them now, and they continue yielding new meanings every time, and I suspect they'll do so for the rest of my life.
They grow with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I grow on account of them. I'm really a changed person after reading them because they kind of force me into thoughts that I wouldn't have otherwise had, or I can't conceive of how I would have come to these thoughts on my own. And my brain starts making all sorts of weird connections, and I start thinking differently after reading. And Shakespeare just happens to do that for me. And there are many other examples. I love Jane Austen. I love whatever classic movie. I happen to love Citizen Kane. I also love Lawrence of Arabia. I think Lawrence of Arabia is probably my favorite film because it happens to deal not only I think an incredible accomplishment cinematically and dramatically as Peter O'Toole, but it actually deals with a historical character who wrote a book that is one of my favorite books, which is just his account of T.S. His own account of that whole thing that the movie covers, and it's fucking mystical. His appreciation of what
I think
he was
that's
going
on
through.
that's a tagline. It's fucking mystical. Lawrence of Arabia. It's fucking mystical.
So that's a classic, but again, it's. I know it's hard with film because film is such a relatively young medium in the arts that it's hard to know what will still be.
I don't. He's funny.
What'll survive? Because who knows? But no, please go on.
I like watching him just get so you're very passionate, but then to see you turn from passion into angry. I want to get you a cane to shake.
Well, for me, I don't know. It depends. Like some films that I was made to watch, like Shall We Dance, the Japanese version. I absolutely love that film. It's not classic, but I'm saying
I actually really like that film.
I really, really like it. I don't understand why they even attempted to remake it. But The Seventh Seal is a good film.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking about that one the other day. I hadn't seen it in a long time.
I was made to watch that, and I really liked it. But so it varies. But like Citizen Kane, I think if I just stumbled upon it, I probably would have liked it. But also it's watching it and going, now see what they're doing here with this this long zoom. I'm like, shut the fuck up and just let me watch it. Like, if we were in the movies, I would throw popcorn at you. But, oh my gosh.
Dad!
Well, for me, I just finished a book about a girl who can control storms. So, and I'm like, Am I pissed?
Was it
Am
X-Men?
I PMSing? But no, as far as books, like classics...
Are you menstorming?
But a classic book for me, because I found it on my own, although I think it's a classic, it's Frankenstein. I love that. And every couple of years I reread it, and I kind of read it like as a new person, like where I am. Like I used to identify a lot with the Doctor, and now I'm like, that poor monster. Oh my God. Poor monster.
Monster.
And I don't know, I've always liked it, and I know like Shelley's not like amazeballs, but to some people, like
I think Frankenstein's.
I love. It's probably my favorite book of all time, Frankenstein.
It's a damn good one.
Which is whatever, but that's to me is a classic, and the reason it's a classic to me is it just kind of took me out. It was the first book that I read out loud, like as a kid, and I felt I had to read it in an English accent, or I couldn't absorb the information. Like, so an 8-year-old, like, little kid is like, you want to go outside? No, I'm reading Frankenstein.
And I'm British.
I'm just to the part where the maid's been hung.
And go, like, okay, you live in Chula Vista, California, so you could just stop that. Okay, let's see.
Oh my God, I'm to the part where they're on the ship and they're like frozen in.
It's getting totes cray.
So you're on page 2. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah.
No, no, but I guess it's more than page 2 because there's like an XII thing.
I'm to the part where she dedicated it to someone.
Some guy. I don't know.
She dedicated it to David Bowie, I think.
Okay, this is from Emmy. Says, have you ever had... Emmy had this very funny story that went along with it, but I shortened it because we have a lot of very, like, in-depth, like, describing... and then
a lot of storytellers in this round of questions.
So, forgive me for taking out your story, but it was funny. Okay, funny I didn't include it. No, I'm sorry.
But instead I have a story about taking out the story. That's taking up the time when I could have told the story.
Meta.
True. I think we're done here.
We're done here.
Have you ever had any moments when you realized after the fact that you made a faux pas or committed a social blunder?
Yes.
Yeah, we're actors.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, yeah, this very moment.
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
It's so dark in here.
It's very dark. We're all going to die.
Someday.
Yeah, today. In a few minutes.
Oh, that's another horrible comedy basketball. They're like, well, we're all going to die.
Oh.
Yeah, but not next week.
Yeah. Yeah, basketball, that might be a movie that I think it's funny.
Anyways, my biggest social blunder that I can recall
is being born. We kid.
It's true.
I was 25, and for Halloween we all decided to go out to this block party on Oak Lawn. And we all decided we got to get costumes, and I didn't have much time to put my costume together. And I was reading a lot of Sax Rohmer at the time, who wrote the Fu Manchu novels. And I just thought, whatever. So I decided I'm going to go as Fu Manchu.
Okay.
And I went as Fu Manchu, and I didn't. There was not a racist bone in my body. I just thought the character was neat looking, and so I put together this costume, which I have to, given the time I had, was a pretty badass throw together, and. We went, and I had the mustache.
You had the Fu Manchu?
I had the Fu Manchu. I had the box hat. I had the robe. I had the long nails. I even had contacts in to make my eyes more like green and cat-like.
Damn!
That
was a little bit of notice.
Well, I just threw it together. A friend of mine happened to have a pair, and I was like, "Oh shit! Can I?" So I tried them on. I'm like, "Fuck!" And that's why I decided I will never ever wear contacts, actually, because I hated them. But they look great.
Yeah.
Hated them. But we walked around, and I guess we'd had a few drinks, and we finally, there's several of us, and we decided to go into this Chinese restaurant.
Oh, Tatum!
Oh,
and we just weren't thinking. It's not like, they'll love this. We were like, we've been out there for a couple of hours, and I completely were just unaware anymore of what you even have on. Because you're just in this huge, sweaty crowd of people, and you're just like, whatever, I just need food. You've been drinking. So I walked in and sat down, and about halfway through the meal, this is a genuine genuine Chinese restaurant. So Chinese people were serving us, and it was delicious, and I love it. The place is still there, and my picture is still up on the wall, incidentally, because after about 30 minutes into the meal, it was like everyone at the table became aware at once how horrible this was. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So we started trying to take little bits of the thing off and, like, tried to take them. Like, oh my God, oh my God. Like, oh, look, no, I came in just wearing this awesome robe, nothing else. But what was great about it is their sense of humor. The waitstaff were so, like, that found it so funny that, my embarrassment so funny that they were like, no, you look great. You look great. Put the hat back on. Let's get a picture.
Hilarious. So Put it back on.
So they got a picture with me. They got a picture with me, like, the whole waitstaff wanted me to, like, come in. And I walked in, like, months later, and there was that picture was, like, on their board, like, on their mural. And I'm like, oh my God.
I wonder if it's still there.
So that is clearly, like, one of them. I don't know, but that was, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting in a Chinese restaurant dressed as what can be fairly argued is a horrible racial stereotype from the 30s. God, why did I not think this through? I should have just gone as Hugh Jackman.
We were living in an apartment complex in Arlington. It's actually one that we moved out of because there were a lot of murders that took place there. And they never found the guy. Or they did. He was like a teacher or something. It's weird. We moved immediately. They're like, hey, you can move out. I'm like, that's right. Everyone got to break their lease. We're like, bye. But this has nothing to do with that. But I just remember that apartment because it's like, hey, murder apartments. They changed their names.
Murder
I'm like,
house.
yeah, murder house.
Murder apartments.
Murder apartments. And then across the street, murder apartments adjacent.
Murder apartments on the green.
All the apartments, well, most of them have fitness centers, and if it was way too hot, which it normally is in the summer, as like a 10-year-old, you just hung out wherever there was AC. So my mom just let us hang out wherever, so we went to the fitness center, and there was this guy I saw with an eye patch, and my friend just decided to talk to him, and I finally just went like, what happened to your eye? He's like, looking, staring at me with this one eye, like, kind of like, please don't. I'm like, no, I've never seen an eye patch in real life. Like, I just wanted to know because you're 10, you can get away with it. And he went, I got shot. Awesome! That is awesome!
You did that.
It's never gonna happen. I'd be a badass witch. Just, look what I did!
Yes!
Yes, me! But he said I got shot, and my response was, did it hurt? And he didn't answer, and he just left. I'm like, that was the wrong thing. Just ask, was it?
What a horrible one-eyed man. I'd shoot him in his other eye for being so rude.
Yeah, you're 10, right?
You're 10. It's like, well...
It's going to be insulted by something a 10-year-old says to you. It's like, oh, then you probably deserve to be shot in the eye.
And the gods agree.
Yes.
Oh.
Papa
What about
Zeus.
you, Bo?
I had one, and then I got confused by everything that was going on right now. I was like, oh, yeah.
It's a kaleidoscope of theatrical effects going on.
I know. It's amazing what happened.
That one guy with the sheet.
Yeah, the Foley artist in the back. Now I'm starting up my car.
It's raining. Rain. It's rice. We know it's rice.
Let's see. Social faux pas. I didn't realize till afterwards. I really did have one. I just blank. I blanked. I can think an awkward moment, but one of my teachers. I was in 6th grade, and I didn't realize it till later. I was trying to talk. We were learning about organisms. Mm-hmm. And I kept asking.
Orgasm.
I kept asking her about different orgasms. and she'd laugh, and I was like, "Why is she laughing?" And it wasn't until later.
What's funny about orgasms?
Yeah, that's what I should have said. What's funny about orgasms?
Orgasms.
Is it because you don't get them?
You don't get them.
I don't. I had to really. Oh, this is really sad. I'll think of it. And it was one that because there's a lot of.
Sure, there are other ones that we've all done. We're like, that was.
Well, now I've blocked them out because they were
my
that
life
terrible.
consists in like one fucking horrible blunder, social faux pas after another. I mean, it's just.
If we had like family here, like, hey, you remember that one time? Yes, I remember that one time. Thank you.
Nah.
Boom.
This is funny. I like this question. It's good to. I think, it's just very strange. Victoria asks, what is the strangest encounter you've ever had with the elderly?
There was a story attached to it. There you go.
I have a story. I can start us off if you guys need time to think, because I got one. I knew that. I'm like, oh, shit.
I read it. Okay.
You can go first if you want. I don't want to steal your thunder.
So sad.
I thought of my story, but now it's not going to be as good.
No, do it.
The previous one.
Yeah.
It's not as good. Well, I used to work as a bartender, and the bar was right in the middle of the restaurant, and straight ahead from the point of the bar were the front doors. But the sun would come in, so I can't see people walking in. I see silhouettes. And this is also, actually it ties in because it wasn't an elderly woman, but she had really short hair and a baseball hat and sunglasses on. And I said, "What can I do for you, sir?" So it was like, oh, and she's like, but she was a smoker, so it was like, I'm a woman. It's like,
What if she talked exactly like that?
Yeah, but that's not my elderly. I have an elderly story, but go ahead. Sorry.
Mine is, oh God, okay. I was with my friend Carl, who was my best friend in high school, and we were at this 24-hour Kroger where we'd go. It was the only 24-hour joint in the town where I grew up. And we thank God we knew the person that was working the cash register that night, because this could have been a nightmare otherwise. We'd go and we're looking around for stuff to eat, just snacks, and like we got some ice cream, some chips, and some like ginger ale or whatever. And while we're just kind of looking around, this old woman, I mean, my God, she looked ancient, was pushing this grocery cart filled to the brim. I mean, toppling over with shit in it. I mean, just like she was preparing
everything.
There's no way the time allotted to her
left in her life
could she have, she would not have been able to go through a third of what was in this basket.
Oh.
And so she was pushing it like she could barely move it. She had this handkerchief on, over her head, and she was kind of huddled looking and had that odd quality some old people do that look like they've just come in out of the rain, even though it's dry out. Yeah. And she came over to us and just started making conversation, and she kind of looked, but she was very puzzled and kind of apprehensive about me. She was looking at me, and she just was like, you could tell there was more to what she was saying than what she was letting on, and she was like, "Hello, how are you boys tonight?" And I'm like, I've told you this story, I think. And how are you boys tonight? I'm like, "Oh, good, ma'am. How are you?" It's weird when people come up to you at 2:00 in the morning in a Kroger and they're old and they want to talk to you. You're like, oh, what's going to happen? And eventually it came out that apparently I looked just like. She's like, did you know so and so, or what high school did you go to? I told her, well, did you know so and so, Billy or whatever? And I'm like, no, I'm afraid I didn't. And she's like, well, actually, I guess not. Well, he died very recently, and you just look remarkably like him. I mean, the resemblance is just uncanny. But I thought maybe you might have known him. But anyway, it's good talking to you both. And I was like, well, this is a sad story. So she hobbles on. Yeah. And my friend Carl and I proceed to, do some more shopping. Well, by the time we get up to Faye, that's the girl that's working the cash register, she was... the old woman was in front of us checking out, and they were bagging up her stuff, and she was just kind of shooting the shit with Faye. And then as they were finishing up, the old woman comes back over to me and kind of, very, very whispers to me. She's like, "Can I have a hug?" And I'm like, "What? Can I can't." I'm like, "No! What can you do?"
Get away!
So I'm like,
Dad.
"Well, I would love to, except I'm afraid I will catch old." No, you can't do that. So I hugged her. I was like, oh, absolutely. So I hugged her, and she just gripped me so hard with these little, knobbly hands.
Yeah.
And then she turned around and walked, and as she was walking away, the bag boy was helping her push this cart, which is now laden with the same amount of groceries, only bagged, and it was fucking insane. And she turns and she's like, "Bye-bye, Billy!" And I just fucking went with the moment. I'm like, "Bye, Grandma!" So I get up to the cash register. Mind you, between Carl and I, we maybe had $20 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
We buy it, and Faye turns like, "Hey, boys, how's it going? That'll be $289.75 or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, you're joking, right? Ha, ha, ha." She's like, "No, your grandma said you got her." And I'm like, What? You're fucking kidding me. This old bitch was playing us so she can get out of there.
Took off her wig and makeup.
This bitch was conning everybody. She's like, yeah. I was like, and by the time we ran out there, I was like, "No, Faye, I have no idea who that old woman was. She just came up to me and said I looked like a dead grandson or something. And so then she wanted a hug, and I was just playing along because I thought she was a crazy old bitch. And so by the time we ran out there, she was gone.
Did you pay for them?
No.
Good.
No.
I would assume they're just like, God damn.
I was like 17 at the time. I didn't have $300 fucking dollars, a year, let alone just on me to fucking pay some old crazy woman's grocery bill.
To be fair, she's dead now.
I don't know. Maybe she's not.
She's dead now.
Maybe she's not.
Because this leads into my story with old people. I killed an old woman outside of Kroger. To take her bag boy to take a cart full of groceries.
This is some Kaiser Soze shit. This is hilarious.
Oh my god.
So what's your old person story?
Yeah.
I'm dying to know it now.
No, I'm gonna go last.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I don't really have an old person story yet.
All right, I'm gonna go next.
I lived with my grandma for a year, and
Terry does not consort with those of the
the elderly,
of the aged race.
She does not.
I don't think of an awkward encounter. Like, I used to walk, to do a shortcut through 7-Eleven by my dad's place. I used to just walk through the nursing home that was there and just be like, hey, how's it going? Ooh, yeah, oh, sure, butterscotch candy, sweet. I never had
Yay, Werther's Original. Oh, that's awesome. Sweet. Yes, I would love a stick of Friedent.
Yeah,
Thank you.
God.
And that's a lovely crochet pot holder.
But no, I just hung out with them, I'm just walking through, and also, again, AC, woo. So I never really had an awkward encounter. And it's just like, why is the ambulance there? And Dad's like, well, that really nice old lady that gave you the candy, yeah, you're not going to be getting candy now. Sweet. I mean, not sweet.
She gave you her last Kit Kat. Yeah.
Literally, ever. She won't give anyone anything anymore.
She's now gone to that orange and red impulse aisle in the sky.
No. I never had awkward, living with my grandmother for a year. It's just like, hey, can you want to have a sleepover at my house? I can't, because my grandma can't drive at night. So... Thanks for the invite, but that's never gonna happen.
What is it about night that seems to be the natural enemy of the old person? They got to be in bed by a certain time. It's what comes out? It's there's some old, do some demons that eat old people come out of the shadows or something?
I wish.
I can't go out at night. The Wookaloo will get me.
And Stephen King, the Langoliers will come.
So what's the story?
Huh? What? I was like, so what? So just time, huh?
Jesus Christ.
You woke me up. I just aged
and then lived
100
happily
years.
ever after.
That glasses.
Well, that glasses. We have to make that happen, by the way. Inside joke.
Joke.
Now you're on the outside.
It's a character
And
Anthony
I'm worse
came up
for
with.
it. Clearly, I'm crying on the inside.
I would have a lot of. I have a lot of stories because just working in the restaurant industry, elderly love to go out, and especially in recent years when I was bartending, we had a lot of older regulars who are just clueless, or they bring in oh, this is my father who's been coming here for 20, 30 years, and he brought me here, and now I've been coming here 10 years, and here's Dad, and he's crazy and old and in a bar and drinking. So I've had, when I was younger working at a restaurant, this older lady, I was like, what can I get for you? And she was very old, and she was like, I want you. And I was like, what? And she's like, I'm old. I can say these things. I just think you are adorable, and I want to take you home and just do that. And I was like, ha, thanks, crazy old lady, but you're you're okay. What's it pay? Are you going to tip me? Or
we want to turn the pool boy into a pool man.
Pool man. And I'm Catherine Hepburn. I don't know why she was hitting on me. No, and then just, I'd have a lot of encounters where, old drunk people would come in there, they were older, the elderly, and it's they'd come in and they'd be drinking around, and then you have to deal, and they fall a lot, and you have to pick them up just because, it's they're just,
and how do you,
it's those awkward, and you're so fragile, your skin's paper, I'm going to break, or will you go check on my husband? He went into the bathroom 20 minutes ago. Would you see if he's all right? And I'm like,
I'm going to find an old dead man in the toilet. God damn it.
Yeah, it's I've had a lot of, more than I wish I did, but they're general stories. I can't really place, because I've had so many. It's a lot of times I'll have to go in there and the old man's just sitting on the toilet. It's sir, are you okay? Yeah. It's hey, he's old. Just let him
I just need time.
Yeah.
Well, even as directors, you remember a couple times we're wow, where Grant's taking forever to show up, and they're like, Grant's a little old.
It's today the day.
He's still walking.
Well, that was the thing. Whenever you were directing someone like Grant, who's wonderfully fucking amazing, but he's old as dirt. I mean, he's incredibly old.
He's not that old.
Oh, he would love me making fun of him because that's what I learned about him that first time. I'm like, oh, this old man has a sense of humor. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, because he looks like just this nice old man, and he's just like, fuck.
But he's very, he sort of talks like, has a voice like that, so he sounds 100 years old and doesn't look much younger.
He's at least forever.
Yeah, he remembers God's childhood.
They went to the same high school.
But it was funny because
They went to
it's
the
like
same school.
when you have say Terry or you would be in the booth for me, and if one of you had a coughing fit, like a really bad coughing fit, I'd be like, ha 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 ha, fuck.
Yeah, not are hilarious. You okay?
Not are you okay? No, if Grant James had a coughing fit, you're thinking, oh shit, strap in. Is this the day? Am I going to lose him in the booth? Is he going to die on me? Is this like when an old person has the same coughing fit?
Keep rolling.
Well, I think it was Grant that said, he's like, that's the great thing about being an old actor is your competition just dies.
Bravo, sir.
I have, it's funny, when I was working on Ren, and you know this, but when I was working on Ren, I had...
I don't think we've ever told this story.
I've told it at an 18-up panel, but never here. It's all
Ren or Rin?
Rin, the one where you were like an angel and...
Yes, sexy.
Sexies, hate fucking angels.
I love saying hate fucking.
It's great. I love it. But Rob McCullum had this scene. Rob McCullum played Cokie, the male lead, in the first half of the show. And there's a scene where he has to go and interview this very old man who's senile about something that happened during World War II. And while he's sitting there, the old man is just kind of saying, where's my lunch? What's happening? And then like a bomb comes through the window, and Rob has to, Cokie has to pick up the old man and take him outside and save him and all this. But Rob, and I had no idea who was going to play the old man. I was going to get to that later because it was only like a handful of lines. And Rob left this bomb for whoever it was going to be.
I love those.
And I think the line was something to the effect of, and it would have been whatever this.
A bomb too.
Oh God, Rob is great at bombs. He's almost as good as Sabat at doing that. But no, so like Rob said something to the effect of like, so how really, and how much ass fucking was going on in your regiment? Was like something like the line he gave, and I'm like, funny, ha 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 ha. When I had finally decided, I get Grant James in. He was in for someone else that day, so he could pop in for me for a few minutes.
Adorable.
And I'd never met him before. And because he's an older gentleman, and I'm very familiar with his work and think he's amazing, I was very respectful. And I was a little nervous of meeting an older guy because he's very well established around here, and he's a phenomenal actor. And so I was like, Grant, sir, it's very nice to meet you. And he goes, nice to meet you too. What are we doing? And I kind of told him about the show and all this. And he gets in, and my fucking engineer accidentally left Rob's bomb.
It was Joe. Wasn't it?
Left Rob's bomb in his pre-roll, and I was mortified. I'm thinking, oh my God, this man doesn't know who I am, and I'm like, what the fuck, And it was funny because his response, I expected, maybe he'll giggle, oh God, maybe he'll be like, what the hell did I just hear? I had no idea how he would respond, and his response, without missing a fucking beat, was, you hear Rob going, how much ass fucking was going on in your regiment? And then in comes Grant James going, oh, quite a bit of it. You get used to it after a while. And then he just started improvising this entire scene. He's like, where's my lunch? And then the bomb comes through. He's like, oh, there it is. I have to stop tipping that little bastard. And he fucking killed me. And I'm dying out here going, oh, thank God. But old people, I can't wait to be old because old people.
Oh, then you're carte blanche. You can
do whatever you want, right? Because you'll be like, I'm old. What are you gonna do?
Well, I love that. Yeah, no, because I'm kind of doing that now. It's just like I'm old. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, but I can't wait. I want to be that. I'm already that mean neighbor that's like, get your goddamn basketball out of my yard. Get it out of there, Ryan.
Stop looking at my mailbox. From across the street. Stop it! I see you looking at it.
Go over to old Ben Tatum's house and go read his books on his lawn. Go do that.
Hurry before it rains.
Oh,
Here, I'll read. Are we? Yeah, let me read.
You want to read the lightning round questions? Because I think we're done with everything else.
What?
Lightning round.
Lightning round. Where's the lightning round?
Which is great because we have
to say lightning round.
It's quick.
It's perfect.
All right, Ashley. What, in your own opinion, is your greatest flaw, and do you think those closest to you would agree?
That's a lightning round question?
Sure.
Way to go, Terry. Sorry. Way to go.
Yeah.
Your greatest flaw? Your inability to organize lightning round questions.
Or to remind Joel to send questions. That's my greatest flaw. Mine, I have a very low opinion of my abilities. So, I'm very self-deprecating. Very, very.
Self-deprecating.
Very, very.
Self-deprecating, okay.
Yeah, totally. That's what I said.
I probably...
And friends would probably agree that I
talk too much and I'm too opinionated.
Wow, I just said that during the break to your face.
What about you?
Mine, well, I know my wife. I'm very lazy. I do that at home. I don't know, but I mean, friends, yeah. It doesn't
feel.
What? Great, thanks. I'd go punch you, but I don't want to stand up. I'm gonna take a nap.
Come here.
I'd answer this question, but I have to nap. I don't know. I guess I'm really not very at this point in my life. I'm not very driven right now to do stuff. So late in that sense, but I don't know, and maybe because I'm not serious enough. I'm very jokey. So
me.
Yeah.
Read the next question, then.
Perfect, then.
Lightning.
If your pets were granted the ability to talk, what do you think would be the first thing they would say?
Angus. Because that's my cat's name, and that's, I think, all he would be able to say.
I don't know. If it's my dog, it'd probably be like, what the fuck just happened? I don't know.
Mine would probably be like, feed me. I'm hungry.
Now you know I'm really fucking hungry.
Now you know I'm starving.
I know. So just so we're clear, I'm fucking hungry. Okay.
Can I
stop with the dancing now that we can talk? Can I stop with that and the wiggling?
Oh, and the high pitched voice. Guess what? I can hear you at any volume. So stop with that fucking baby voice.
Why are you talking to me?
And why do you spell shit out? I know how walk is spelled. Okay, I know how it's spelled.
All right. And finally, from Eric, if you had to be stuck in a slasher flick, which one would it be, and what character archetype do you think you'd be? I.e., stoner, jock, nerd. That's a good question. That's not a lightning round question either.
I would be in Forrest Gump.
Oh, that's a wonderful slasher flick.
Yes, it's a great slasher flick. I would be in Forrest Gump, and I would be playing Captain Hook.
Excellent choice.
Excellent.
I'd probably be nerdy, no matter what, or like the awkward, freak kid in, I guess, Nightmare on Elm Street. Why not?
I don't think I'd be stoner, but I definitely would be. I'd be like the Jamie Kennedy from Scream. I'd be that nerdy, funny, comic reliefy character.
Or if you were talking about Cabin in the Woods,
the fool. You'd be the fool.
I would be I'd be stuck in something for Shaun of the Dead. I'd be stuck in one of those roles, something like that.
What about you? You what a real answer?
Oh, I don't know. I would probably be. I don't know. I'd be the smart, annoying one. Probably the know-it-all.
You'd be the one that everyone roots to get killed first.
No, I don't want to be the dick. I don't want to be the asshole.
No, you're not a dick.
I'd be like the no. I don't want to be the whiny, annoying guy. I want to be like the one who's like. I don't know. I want to be like the Giles, I guess.
So you'll just get knocked unconscious.
Get knocked unconscious a lot. No one listens to me, and and I spend a lot of time going, "Oh God, if you'd only listened," because that would be. Come on, I'm born to play.
So you want to be the Black Butler character? Going back to that, is that what you want to be?
What?
Always and forever. What the fuck are you talking about?
Because Giles was a butler.
No, he wasn't.
No,
he's in Black Butler. And then Giles was like a butler because he's British, and all British people are butlers, right?
Or kings and queens or princes.
Or a lot of
or
other
chimney
things.
sweeps.
Oh, well, they try to be English.
Yes.
Chimney sweeps.
And I'd be like in a haunted house flick. I like that, like the haunted house, like that setting, like House on Haunted Hill.
I'm not really into
thing.
slasher flicks, horror wise. Like the old haunted house, we're all here to do investigations and stuff. That's cool. Or I think about Fright Night, the Peter Vincent, which is Peter Cushing, that kind of let's go investigate. Okay, so
at 8.
Bye and stuff.
Bye.
Bye.